Yo, what's up, everybody? This is LB back at y'all with another one, man. Shout out to the whole LDBC Lions Den basketball community. Give the video a like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell whenever I drop a video. That way you get those notifications. Also, subscribe to the Patreon. I'll leave a link to the Patreon when this stream is over with. Right? Let's get right into the funk. So the Boston Celtics has fallen to an 0-2 hold, right? Now, I did say I was going to come on at 4 o'clock, but, I decided to come on a little early. Rather be early than late, right? Anyway, glad people to be up in here. Shout out to Gwen Marie in the chat room. Appreciate you. So the Boston Celtics, right, had double-digit lead in both games. Both games they had double-digit lead, and they failed to close the deal. And as a result, they're in an 0-2 hole. What up, Gideon? And after the game, there's reportedly some frustration boiling over in the locker room. Yeah, Marcus Smart throwing things in the locker room and going on expletive-filled rants or whatever like that. Shout out to Brandon Nicholson in the building. So, look, from what I saw in that game last night, and basically what I saw in that game last night was a microcosm of what happened in game one, right? Celtics will build up a lead. They get full of themselves, and as a result, they let the Miami Heat come back. And it'd be timely shots, whether it be from Jimmy Butler, whether it be from Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo with a block at the end of the game or whatever like that, right? Man. What up, True the King? True the King.
What up, OB? How you feeling, man? Happy birthday.
Hey man, appreciate you. I appreciate the birthday love, homie. You know what I'm saying?
You feeling
I'm
better
just
from yesterday?
what's that?
You feeling better from yesterday?
Yeah. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better, bro.
Sup?
What's
What's
up?
going on, guys?
What's up, Gideon?
Sup?
What up, Gideon?
Sup,
All right, so
LB? Happy birthday.
hey man, appreciate it, man. So get this, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw yesterday, right, there was lack of execution on Boston's side. You had Jason Tatum. So let's go back to game one, right?
Yeah.
Game one, Marcus Smart, I believe, flopped, which allowed on the inbound at the end of regulation, right? The Heat
Mm-hmm.
had a 1 point lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the inbound, Marcus Smart, who I believe flopped, which basically drew the foul on the inbound, which
On
allowed
Derek,
them,
on Derek Jones, yeah.
yeah, the foul on Derrick Jones Jr., which allowed them to get to that free throw line. I think Jason Tatum shot the free throw,
Yeah,
and they
well,
had the ball back, right?
mm-hmm.
So you got a tie game, right?
Yeah.
Now, this was pretty much laid out for Boston to win game one. Now, Jason Tatum, in my opinion, should have drove in. You needed a two. So
I agree.
why would you settle for a step back three?
I didn't get
And,
that. He could have drove to the rim or take a
hold on,
mid-range shot.
Gideon. Hold on, Gideon. I ain't done yet.
Sorry.
So why would you settle for a step back three when all you needed was a two to win the game? So that right there was boneheaded by Jason Tatum, which led to them going into overtime. And even in the overtime of game one, Boston had a lead, but you had Tyler Hero, who was a fucking monster. Tyler Hero with his timely shots. I appreciate the birthday love, Gwen Marie. Tyler Hero with his timely shots, right? And then that block by Bam Adebayo at the end of the game. Oh my God, that
Yep.
was a hell of a block. But to say that was the best block ever, get the fuck out of here, man. If it ain't in the NBA Finals in the Game 7, miss me with that shit. All right, it was a good block, but let's not get carried away. right? So that was the first game. Second game, you had Boston more the same. They get out to a big lead. They 1 point in the second half, they were 5 for 15 with 5 turnovers in the second half, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
unacceptable basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hearing reports from what Ticket said on his live stream about Kemba Walker being the problem and Kemba Walker's shot selection and all that. But I thought Kyrie was the problem last year, huh? I thought Kyrie Irving was the problem last year. Maybe, just maybe, we might be overrating the Boston Celtics, right?
Right.
Now, I don't know where Trudy King at. He's a Boston Celtics homer, so I expect him to be the consummate contrarian when it comes to this particular issue. All right, Gideon, what you got on all this, man?
All right, man. You know, people, I went on Tickets live yesterday and I flamed morons like Hitman, D-Dog, and JR who was bashing Kyrie, saying, oh, it's all of his fault why Boston underachieved. Let me tell you something, all right? Boston is a good team, but this series shows you why Kyrie Irving was needed, okay? Look, Miami is a good team. I get that. But Miami was not favored going into this series, okay? They were not favored. Boston had too much talent for them to be down 0-2. You know what I mean?
Hold up. To be fair, hold up. But here's a problem. Miami is the thing is about the Celtics' weakness is that the fact that Celtics not that deep.
Well, whose fault is that? Blame.
It's not about nobody's fault. It's not no excuse. It's not no excuse. I'm just telling you what it is. It's like
Okay,
Miami
but why was
win.
Boston favored in the
That
series?
ain't nobody's
Why was
fault. It's just how the
Boston
hands we dealt.
Why was Boston favored going into the series? Why?
They
Why were they favored?
They wasn't
Yes, they
heavy
were
favorites.
favored. Yes,
They was
they
not
were.
they was not heavy favorites though. We're not gonna act
Doesn't
like
matter.
Miami.
They were favored. That doesn't matter. They were favored, right? Yes or no?
Man, it's still 2-0. All I know is still down 2-0.
Bro, they lose. Listen, if Boston loses, listen, if Boston does not win games 3 and 4, it's over, right?
Oh, that's a you right. But guess what? It gotta happen first.
Bro.
Here's the thing though. Celtics could have won them 2 games though.
What?
That's the thing. That's
Well,
the
they
thing.
could have, but they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because
Cause of
Boston.
turnovers.
So blame your point guards. Blame your shooting guards.
Now we blaming our point guard
I'm
now.
giving you facts here.
It's a bad narrative. We don't know what's
How's
going
it a
on. Listen,
bad
man.
narrative? I'm giving you facts here.
Dog, it's a bad narrative though, man.
It's not
So
a bad narrative.
y'all was shitting on Kemba Walker. Y'all was shitting on Kemba Walker the whole
Oh
for
my
like
God.
last series, right? Y'all shit on Kemba Walker, but now it's all Kemba Walker fault. We're
I
not.
didn't say it was all his fault. No one said that. What we're saying is that, listen, yes, Kemba is not all his fault, but if he's as great as y'all say he is, then he should be getting it done. Same for Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown did hit a few threes at the end, but he waited too long. That's what we're trying to say. Listen, Miami is tough. I give Miami credit, and they earn it. But I'm sorry. I'm not going to say that. I can't just ignore that Boston's choking because of turnovers, bad transition defense. And here's what's sad, right? Miami was not shooting all that well from 3, okay? And you still cannot win that game. You can tell me all you want about, this series is not over till it's over. There's nothing that shows to me that Boston can win 4 out of 5 games. There's nothing that shows to me that Boston can beat this team 4 out of 5. Listen, it doesn't matter if Miami's not the heavy underdog. They're still an underdog, all right? Everybody's picking Boston to win this series because they have more talent, though. Miami is the deep team. Don't get me wrong, but it's not just depth, all right? If we're just going to just base everything on depth, then why are the Clippers eliminated? Because they were way deeper than the Nuggets. And look where they are now. So that's what I'm saying. It's also high IQ. It's also limiting your turnovers and stuff. I'm not speaking opinion. I'm speaking a whole lot of fact here. Boston is giving this series away because they're not executing to the game plan. And Brad Stevens, he's getting out coached by Eric Spoelstra. Yes, Coach Spoelstra is a good coach, but if Brad Stevens was as great as y'all say he is, then he should be up 2-0 right now because Miami had no business winning each game. None. No business at all. That's what I'm saying. But you keep saying, the series is not over till it's over. I don't know what you see in Boston. The city can beat Miami 4 times. Because Jimmy Butler did not play at his best yesterday until the end. What happens if he has a monster game 3 and 4? What happens if a guy like an Iguodala or a Kelly Olynyk step up? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, LB? I'm just only speaking facts, right?
I mean, it's hard
LB?
to. I mean, yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm
Okay,
here.
go ahead. All right,
It's
go ahead.
it's hard to really go against anything you're saying right now, given the circumstances. Um, now, better shot selection, as we talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
This zone defense has been Miami's zone defense, man. What's up, JMJ 2121? Salute to my boy JMJ in the building, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to Miami's zone defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. Their zone defense is good, but it ain't that good with Boston's out there shooting 5 for 15 at a point in the game with 5 turnovers, man.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
mean, and then on top of that, oh, there go, goddamn Trump supporter. Woo-wee!
I'm just saying, man. I mean, I'm not. I like the Celtics. I'm just saying that there's no reason why Boston cannot figure out his own defense. You watch game film, so why can't you figure it out? That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's,
why Kemba Walker getting a lot of criticism because he's a point guard. He and the zone is affecting him more than anybody else.
well, he should be figuring it out then. Then figure it
I'm
out.
not saying, but that's why there's a lot of frustration.
Hold
But
on. So
that
why is Kimball? So what's the deal? Why is Kimball Walker at the center of this? Right
it's
now,
not a
mind
center
you,
enough. I don't think it's a center. I
and
just think it's bigger than the deal than it was is for real. For real. Tell you the
shout out
truth.
to shout out to Maximus Royalty in the building. I appreciate you. Shout out to Kasim Baker in the building. I appreciate you.
I just think it's just frustration. I just think it's just a frustration. That's all what it is. It's just frustration. That's all what it is. Like I don't think it's bigger to deal what it is. Cause they gonna come back after game 3. Like I
They
said,
got him
that's a
in game three
desperation
and
game.
four. They got him in game 3 and 4. Not
Hey, hey. So how do you explain Enos Cantor coming in the game last night?
he was balling in the first half, crashing the glass and giving him offensive rebounds. But in the second half, they didn't use him. Again, I know he's not a good defender, but that doesn't mean anything because he could have helped you with the offensive board. That's what I'm saying. And he could give you those putbacks and he can hit a mid-range shot, though. Daniel Tice is a tough player, but he was getting destroyed by Bam Adebayo in the post and lob action and pick and roll.
So okay, so Enos Cantor, you know what they did? Because I remember one point in the game they were just running pick and roll with Kendrick Nunn and Bam
Mhm.
Adebayo, and Kendrick Nunn, he had all kind of options. He either got a layup or there was one point in the game where he threw an alley out to Bam, and Enos Cantor just said that they're looking lost. Shout out to Money Dog 88 in the building. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the birthday love y'all give me today, man. That really do means a lot, man. Really do mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. The Celtics, man, Brad Stevens, he need to do something, or else they're gonna be down 0-3. And no team has came back from an 0-3 deficit to win a series.
Mhm.
Now, it's happened one time in baseball where you had the Boston Red Sox come back from 0-3 to beat the Yankees in 2004. Then you had it happened twice in hockey, right? It's happened
Mhm.
like 2, 3 times in hockey, but it's never happened in the NBA, right?
Mhm.
There's only been like a handful of times where a team has even came back from 0-3 to even tie the series,
Oh,
right?
3 times. 3 times. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was 3 times. Yeah.
So I mean, the latest team to do it was the 2011 Portland Trailblazers, right?
2003 Blazers. 2003 Blazers
Yeah, 2003. That's what I was.
against the
2003.
Mavs. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. But yeah, that was the last team to do it. So, I mean, if you're Boston, you can't afford to go down 0-3. You go down 0-3, I won't say that it's over, but your chances of coming back and winning the series are slim to none. So,
Yeah.
so, uh, so one adjustment I think they can make, if they have a problem with that, why not play Robert Williams, right? Robert Williams give you great minutes off the bench, but you don't play him. You play him all of like 10 to 13 minutes a night, and yet, and so I mean, you can do that, and then you got to have somebody to counter Kelly Olynyk. I think whenever they put Kelly Olynyk in the game, that's when you can play Daniel Tice.
Mm-hmm. Facts, man.
So, but yeah, you getting your big men, Daniel Tice and Enos Canner getting destroyed on pick and rolls. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then they on the offensive end, whatever chemistry they had is going by the wayside now because Jason Tatum, they coming down. He wants to shoot step back threes and all that. It's like
Yeah.
he's trying to force the game as opposed to the game coming to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Marcus Smart, Marcus Smart, he's busy trying to create ways to flop as opposed to being an offensive threat.
Yeah, I agree, man. And the problem I have with Boston, they're not figuring out this zone. It's like they got to move that rock. There's too much one-on-one basketball right now. And the problem I have with Boston, they got, like you said, LB, they need a big man that can guard the interior and that can, like a Robert Williams. That's what you're saying because Brad Stevens is not. Look, Daniel Tice is a good defender, but he cannot guard Bam Adebayo. He can't. All right, and it showed in these past two games. So that's why you need a Robert Williams who can put his body on him. That's what I'm saying. And that's the problem I have with Boston. And the thing with Jaylen Brown, too, is this. Jaylen Brown did hit those late threes, but they were like, where was this early in the game? You know what I mean? That's the problem that these Celtics fans don't seem to understand. They think we're just hating, but we're not. We're just giving you fact of what's going on in the series. And also the fact is this, okay? Goran Dragic was owning Kemba going to the basket, okay? And he hit a step back three over Daniel Tice, I think. Also, Jimmy Butler is getting deflections and steals to lead the runouts and buckets for his team. Like you saw that one play when Miami was up by 5 that they stole the ball and then it was a 2-on-1 break and then Butler handed off to Jay Crowder for the basket to go up 7. And another thing too is that Tyler Hero.
Yeah, that inbound turnover was a backbreaker right there.
That was. I mean, yeah, Boston put with a 3 at the end, but if they don't have that turnover, who knows how different that game would have been. But I'm just saying is that, and another thing too that's killing Boston is also 3-point shots. They're jacking up too many outside shots. Like there was a span, I think they missed like 11 straight threes or whatever, and most of them were wide open, but most of them they could have just penetrated to the rack. You know what I mean? And that's a huge issue for Boston. Again, I'm not saying Boston will get swept. I'm not saying that. I think they'll win game 3. But if they don't change their game plan in game 3, then the series is over by Wednesday in game 4. Because I'll be honest with you, if Boston doesn't fix their issues on both sides of the ball, this series will be over by Wednesday in game 4. If they don't be careful.
Yeah, they got to be extremely careful. I mean, and Miami is winning these games, and Jimmy Butler ain't even playing all that great.
It's been Duncan, and don't forget, Duncan Robinson was huge yesterday. He came out firing, and even though he went through that cold spell at the end, he kept shooting and made some big plays. Jay Crowder made big plays down the stretch. You know what I mean? The stat sheet may not show it, but if you watch the games, these guys are hustling and diving for loose balls. They're getting runouts, transition. The Bam Adebayo pick and roll is working. And that is why, and then Goran Dragic is owning Kemba Walker right now. Again, I'm not blaming only Kemba. We're not. Because Tatum, even though he had 30 in game 1, he didn't play smart down the stretch of that game. And he wasn't super aggressive in game 2. And if they're going to have any chance to make this a long series, they're going to need those guys to be aggressive. Jaylen Brown needs to attack the rack, not just camp at the 3-point line. Marcus Smart, like you said, needs to stop flopping and play his game. And Brad Stevens needs to figure out. Brad Stevens needs to, fix his game plan and out-coach Eric Spoelstra because right now it's not working. And if they don't win Game 3 by Wednesday, we'll be having brooms for Game 4. If they don't fix it in Game 3.
And so another thing that I wanted to talk about, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the Celtics and whatnot because I want to because I really want to. There's an elephant in the room I really want to address. But as far as like the Boston Celtics go, right? The one thing I like about the Miami Heat is the fact that Tyler Hero is not afraid of that moment, man. Now,
Yep.
Tyler Hero is a fucking beast. And
Mm-hmm.
in game 1, in my opinion, Tyler Hero was the reason why Miami Heat won that game. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, Bam Adebayo had the block that preserved the game for the Miami Heat, right?
Yep.
He had the block, but Tyler Hero shooting, in my opinion, is why the Miami Heat even got back in that game for that shit to happen. Bam Adebayo block,
Yeah.
and the
hmm
Celtics take that game. So
And Tyler Hero's attacking the rim. That's another thing. I'm glad he's not just keeping at the hoop. He's attacking the rack. You know, he's doing other things, getting his teammates involved, crashing the glass. Tyler Hero is very underrated this whole year. And Duncan Robinson, like I said, he was aggressive. He shot. He was shooting with confidence. Jay Crowder, great defense. He may not shot well, but he played great defense. This Miami team is tough. Miami, they're not unbeatable. They're not. But Miami is going to be a tough out for whoever is seeing the NBA Finals.
Man, Lakers gonna beat them in like 5 games.
Wait, what?
Lakers gonna beat.
No, Lakers will beat them, but I think that can go 6 games. That can go 6. I got
hey
Lakers in
man,
6 if they play each other.
hold on. I don't want. Hey, let's not change the topic, right? We talking about the
Okay.
Boston Celtics. All right,
All
hey,
right,
Judah
guys.
Ryan,
All
what
right,
you got on
guys.
this, man?
First off, I want to say happy birthday, LB, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Let's keep it real, man. Those last 2 games, Boston down the stretch has lost those games because of poor basketball IQ. And you saw that again last night with 23.6 left to go. You down by 3. You don't need a 3-point shot to tap. Yeah, that would tie the game. But why didn't y'all just go for 2, put more play defense, and if you did foul Miami, make them go to the line and make those foul shots. That would put more pressure on Miami. But instead, they take a bad 3-point shot, a challenge 3-point shot. They miss. Miami get the rebound and close that game out. The poor basketball IQ of these Brad Stevens and these Boston Celtics players is the reason why they're losing these games right now. Not only are they losing these 15, 17-point lead, it's a bad way that they are losing these games. They're not rotating on defense. They're not getting back on defense. And plus they're taking bad shots just to try to put Miami away. Miami just taking advantage of the poor basketball IQ of Miami of the Boston Celtics right now. That's the way I see it.
I agree. And Boston, they're not paying attention to detail right now. You know, I just think that Boston's playing too much street ball at times. To beat a team like Miami, you got to play with ball movement, player movement. You got to use screen rolls. You got to use the pick and roll to go to the cup. You can't just settle for threes, you know? Boston needs to understand this. They're not the Houston Rockets.
Gideon, what do I say all the time?
What?
Focus on the mid-range and the post game, and that's going to win y'all games.
Exactly, man. I mean, I like Jaylen Brown, but I don't know why Jaylen Brown camps at the 3-point line too much. Same three, Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum. Yeah, they can shoot the 3 ball, but
you see what happened when they attack the basket.
exactly. If they can just fix their game plan, attack the rim, they can get back in the series. You know what I mean? But they just and listen. I know they don't have Gordon Hayward, which did hurt a bit. But even without Gordon Hayward, this team was still favored going to the series. You know what I mean?
I don't want to hear that damn Gordon Hayward excuse at all, man. Hayward's that's a way.
Hayward's a good player. He's not a bum. Come on, he's a good player.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward might be returning. I heard he might be returning Game 3.
I heard he better.
It's not gonna change anything right there because they gonna still have poor basketball IQ.
And Hayward hasn't played since Game 1 against Philadelphia, so it's like he's not gonna be healthy enough. And if he does come back, he has to look like the Utah Jazz version of Hayward. You know what I mean? For them to have any.
He's not gonna be focused on the game because he may not even play in this series because his new baby gonna be born real soon. He said once the baby comes, he wants to leave and be there for the birth.
Yeah, man, it's very.
Well, if that's the case, then his mind ain't on basketball. But even then, I just think that with Gordon Hayward on the floor, it's just way too many mouths to feed. Even with him off the floor, Jaylen Brown got to get his shots. Jason Tatum got to get his shots. Kemba Walker got to get his shots. And they say Kemba Walker shoots the ball too much. I'm like, Kemba Walker don't shoot the ball not nearly as much as Jason Tatum.
You know, Kimmel Walker get the ball, they double team him, and his teammates really don't help him out.
That is
I see a
true.
lot of people stand. On offense, I just think their offense is stacked. Too many people standing around, especially outside the pick and roll. Like I said, Marcus Smart. Yeah, why he's a good defender, but lightning strikes a bottle when he gives you anything offensively. I'm like, where's this Marcus Smart that played at Oklahoma State?
Yeah,
At
you
least
do have
the
a
offense,
point.
at least the offensive threat he was at
I'm
Oklahoma
just, I'm
State.
just saying, he got the nerve to yell at his teammates. It's on YouTube, bro.
It's
That
on
whole
YouTube
team
because Jesus has
right
been
there.
mediocre in the series. And Marcus Smart, I understand he shot the three well, but he camps too much for threes. Bro, it doesn't hurt to take a mid-range and attack the rack, man. Marcus Smart
Yeah,
took
I
too
mean,
many threes.
he good at flopping. He good at drawing charges, but with his theatrics. Shout out to Stephanie Dews in the building, right? So
Yeah,
look,
stuff that.
bottom line. Before I'm gonna close this out, and we're gonna talk about the Clippers, right? Because that's the meat and potatoes where I really want to talk about, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
look, at the end of the day, Boston need to get it together, or else their ass gonna be out of there, and then True to King TV gonna be brokenhearted like Brandy back in 1994. Now, let's move on. Talk about Los Angeles Clippers, right? Now, there's a lot to be dissected here when it comes to this team, because this team was widely expected to, not just compete for an NBA championship, but win an NBA championship. And for some inexplicable reason, they're sitting home right now, right?
Yeah.
So we need to talk about what were some of the causes that led up to that. Now I talked about earlier today, when I had a little break from a job, right? I had a little break, and I talked about the infighting that was going on during the course of the season, the injuries, the inconsistent play, lack of team chemistry, Doc Rivers' inability to make coaching adjustments, right? Um, all that played a all that was the perfect ingredient for the Clippers being home right now. So I want to start with you, Gideon, and I want to ask you from your vantage point, right?
Mhm.
What were some of the causes of the Los Angeles Clippers being home right now?
The problem I have with the Clippers was just a set of entitlement. They think that they can just win off talent and depth, and that's not how it works. You got to win off heart,
Hey,
depth.
hold on, Gideon. Shout to my boy Too Raw for TV.
Go to
Too Raw,
Rob. What's going on,
Too Raw.
man?
Hey, motherfucker, this me. God damn it, I don't need no. I want to get all the glory, right? I don't need no assistance. Too Raw, come on in.
Come on,
You
girl. And you're the next contestant of the prize. It's right.
Gideon, you do that again. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
cutting
he
this
come
out.
here and get the fuck up. He want to do it by himself.
I'm sorry. I'm joking. My fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. When I speak, only The Rock gets all the glory.
Okay, man.
Anyway,
Okay.
but go ahead, Gideon. Go
Okay.
ahead and give us your provide us with your insight about what went wrong with the Clippers.
What wrong with the Clips? And also another reason I have with the Clippers, they just did not show the same defensive intensity that they showed at times in the season, man. There's too many layups they gave, defensive breakdowns, one-on-one play. And Doc Rivers, he doesn't make adjustments in the playoffs. It really is sad, you know what I mean? It's like we said multiple times, Doc Rivers had stacked teams in Boston and in Los Angeles, and he just doesn't get it together. And the problem I have with the Clippers against the Denver Nuggets in Game 7, right? Murray had 40, but if you watch the game, he was attacking Patrick Beverly at will. He was going to the cup at will, and his jumper started to flow. The problem in that series is that they could not stop the Jamal Murray, Jokic pick and roll, you know? And another thing that kills me with the Clippers, their bench just wasn't consistent. I seen Lou Will jacking up too many threes and jump shots, and he's not penetrating to the rack. I seen Zubac getting killed by Jokic down low, and Harrell's getting killed by Jokic too in the post and in the perimeter. And Paul George, This is the reason why, from now on, he's a playoff choker. All right, Paul George is a playoff choker. Every time you expect this dude to step up in a huge elimination game or any, you know what I mean, he just comes small. It's every year with this dude. Like, he always takes too many stupid threes. He doesn't attack the rim consistently, and even his defense is too many layups and stuff. And Kawhi Leonard, I love Kawhi, but he gets the smoke. Kawhi Leonard, you were garbage in Game 7. Unbelievable. Selling for jump shots, not attacking the basket, and selling for threes. He, PG, Lou Will, they quit in Game 7. It is such a shame that we have all these expectations for the LA Clippers to go far in the playoffs, and they come out here and lay an egg. They don't guard the interior. They're not guarding the perimeter. They're not using pick and roll. They're not using screen roll. They're selling for too many threes and jump shots, and they're not rotating. Like, I'm seeing Jeremy Grant hit threes from the wing and in the corner. I'm seeing Gary Harris hitting big threes at the wing. I'm seeing Michael Porter attacking the goal at will. And the Joker, he's just phenomenal. And Jamal Murray, he's phenomenal. The Denver Nuggets are going to be a tough team, but I'm just saying, if you're the LA Clippers, you should be ashamed of yourselves because you thought that we could just win off talent and depth, and that doesn't work like that. And Marcus Morris, I don't know what happened to him in Game 6 and 7. He was terrible. His jumper looked off, and his defense was terrible. And I'm sorry, man. This team will never win because the West is only going to get better. The Warriors, the Lakers, the Rockets, the Jazz, the Spurs, the Pelicans, the Suns, you know, the Kings. These teams are going to, the Thunder, these teams are only going to get better. You know what I mean? So I don't see how the Clippers can win in the future, man. They had to go far this year because now we'll be watching the Nuggets and the Lakers compete for the NBA Finals while the Clips are sitting at home. And Steve Ballmer, he has to make moves, man. You might have to make moves because he's not waiting anymore. Because this team, it's been 50 seasons now that they have not been to a conference final. This team has never been to a conference final in their franchise history. That is so sad. It really is embarrassing. And if you're a Clipper fan, I don't know how your future is bright. It's not.
All right, Luda, you know, Gideon just went on a 15-minute diatribe, so I don't know what else you got on this.
Well, the same thing that happened to the Clippers is happening to Boston right now. They said instead of focusing on the mid range and the attacking the basket in post game, they said when they got in trouble, they kind of settled for 3-point shots. And I kept saying time and time again, why you got enough 3-point shots? Be aggressive, get to the rim, get to the foul line. They cannot guard y'all. But on offense, they wanted you're kind of right. They did not want to play team ball. They play isolation ball. You cannot win that way. And on the defense end, they were kind of lazy to me. They didn't want to play no defense. They didn't care about playing any type of defense. And Doc Rivers just sat there and just let it happen. He said, "Y'all almost seemed like he wanted them to figure things out." And Paul George, and I see why Kawhi Leonard wanted Jimmy Butler before Paul George. Because Paul George sometimes shows up, sometimes he don't. And the moments he showed up, he put the smack down on certain teams, but when he didn't show up, he almost seemed like he only had one focus. That was just getting points and not playing any type of defense. So to me, they do need to make a change. I can't believe the owner's going to bring Doc Rivers back for another season because it's been time and time again where he made to the second round where he had a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals, and he ended up losing a 3-1 lead, a 3-2 lead. And this is the result you get. Like, it's not going to get any better next year because the Golden State Warriors going to be back. Brooklyn's going to be a good team. And who knows what type of move Giannis is going to make. So, I don't know what's going to help the Clippers. Like, if they're going to bring this a whole team back together, they're going to have a team meeting and focus on trying to play as a team.
Shout out to Isaiah Ice in the building. He said that a report came out 2 hours ago saying the Sixers are interested in trading for Lou Williams. But who are they going to give up? That's my who are the Sixers willing to give up, right? So we'll have to see how this plays out. Now, to Raw. Um, I don't know if you heard this or whatever like that, right? But well, you probably might already heard this. There was all this talk about Kawhi Leonard taking shots at Doc Rivers, and and Paul George and Montrezl Harrell got into it in Game 2, and all this other infighting and backbiting and all this other and finger pointing. What you got on all this, man?
Well, I know about the finger pointing with Kawhi and Doc Rivers, but what was that between Paul George and Montrezl Harrell? I hadn't heard that.
So a report came out, and after game, during a point in Game 2, they got into a verbal altercation off a turnover. Basically, some miscommunication resulted in a turnover, and you can basically hear Montrezl Harrell and Paul George going after each other. Basically, Paul George, when Montrezl Harrell basically calling out Paul George, and Paul George taking exception to that. So I mean, that's one thing we talked about during the course of the season about the Clippers and their team chemistry. That was one of the questions we had considering their injury history. Guys, Kawhi Leonard's maintenance management and all this other type of shit. So, I mean, what you got on the Clippers, man? Because, there's a lot to dissect here.
Well, I mean, they pretty much cover so much. But I'm gonna say this, like, I'm gonna come at it from like the team chemistry aspect of it. Like, the hell was that? Well, I think as much as we try to understand why Kawhi takes games off, it does hurt team chemistry when a guy is missing 15 to 20 games every year. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to, you're dealing with the reality that a guy is going to miss what was that 25% of every regular season game. That has to affect the chemistry out there to a certain extent. And one of the things that people always said about this team is that they were more like a collection of talent, and they were never really a cohesive unit. And that did start to become exposed during the playoffs. Like they got by Dallas, but Dallas posed a bigger threat than was anticipated. And then it couldn't survive it against the Denver Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Who's a more playoff tested team. So who's eating ice cream sandwich?
Who's eating ice cream sandwich?
It ain't me.
It ain't me. I wish I did have ice cream.
It's not me.
That's
What the hell is
shocking.
that?
I'm dangling my keys to get in the house.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
But
that's what it was. I was dangling my keys to get in the house, man. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know what the hell that was. But man, at the end of the day, man, what really pissed me off about the Clippers, man, is they don't even take responsibility for their L, man. Like that really grates me. Like Kawhi Leonard, you're the leader. Like not only are you the leader of this team, a lot of people have been saying for the last year and change that you're the best player in the NBA. With Kevin Durant being injured, and I can't imagine any other, even LeBron James wouldn't be openly pointing his finger at the coach, saying it's him. You know what I'm saying? And then Paul George, him blaming, saying that, well, this wasn't a championship or bust year, and, blaming the conditioning and the bubble and depression. And nobody want to hear that crap, man. Nobody wants to hear that. Everybody had to deal with the same shit.
Exactly. That's my point. And too raw. Hey man, what Paul George said was disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
Considering that, basically the team hemorrhaged their draft picks. They gave up a guy that was high up on I'm not high on SGA as a lot of people were, but SGA was a guy they were high up on, right? So
right.
The fact that they pretty much hemorrhaged their future for this guy and for him to come out and say, "Oh, this ain't the championship or bust year," then why the fuck they went out their way to trade for you then if that was the case?
Just excuses, man. Just like last year, that was a lucky shot. That was a bad shot. He's a sore loser, man. I hate people like him, man. And he also has a loser's mentality. Like, well, there's always next year. Well, there's a plan. Maybe if it's not this year, but no, a guy like that, man, will never win a championship because he doesn't want it hard enough. He doesn't really. I don't know. He just the type of guy, man, that is a great talent, but he'll never be what he could be because he doesn't work hard enough at it.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. And considering how and this the thing that really irritated me about what he said too, Rob. Now, 4 years ago, this dude suffered a gruesome leg injury, right?
Yeah.
He suffered a gruesome leg injury, man. I think it was when he was playing USA basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he suffered that gruesome leg injury. Basically, was out for like a year and a half. Fought his way to come back. And a lot of people, respected Paul George for that. Because a gruesome leg injury like that, man, that is a possible career ender right there. Right?
If I remember correctly, he came back less than a year because I think the injury was in August of 2014, and he actually came back at the very end of the 2014. I think like April. I think he played like 5 or 6 games or something like that.
5 games. He only played 5 games. He came back against Miami. Yeah.
Right.
Ironically, Miami. Yeah.
Right. So it was like there was an amazing recovery. So when his career was at jeopardy, he showed the perseverance to come back and push himself to do an amazing thing. But complacency is Paul. I mean, is George Paul. Like,
yep.
If he doesn't have something to push him, he's sort of complacent with being an all-star or a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you 100% because that's the number one killer of any team, whether you're on a basketball court, whether you're at your job or whatever like that, is this false sense of security that no matter false sense of security that we gonna be all right no matter what.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And Paul George, like you said, Terrell, he doesn't have the heart, man. He just cares too much about, it's always next year. Dude, I don't think he understands how good the West is going to be next year, even the East. What happens if Brooklyn gets healthy? What happens if Toronto makes moves? What happens if Milwaukee makes moves? What happens if Boston gets healthy? Makes moves, I'm sorry. What happens if Miami gets stronger? You know what I mean? And it's like, PG, he's a good player, but in the regular season, in the playoffs, I'm sorry, he sucks in the playoffs. It's every year with this dude. Last year, we gave him the whole torn shoulders excuse. The year before, he sucked versus Utah. He had a 5-point game against the Jazz in Game 6. And then in Game 7 against the Heat in 2013, he had a 7-point game. It's like an elimination game, he stinks because he doesn't play with confidence. And then the excuse that, we're not championship level team. That's just stupid. Then why did you get Kawhi Leonard then? Why did you bring this team together to win a title, right? Because
Right.
if you don't win this season, what are you actually going to win? Look at the Lakers. What is the Lakers making? It's like, I'm sorry. Title currently constructed. And I like Doc Rivers, but they got to fire. I don't know why they didn't fire Doc Rivers, man. It's like Doc doesn't make sense, man. His system, it's like his rotations are questionable, and the dude his lineups are questionable. What was the point getting Joakim Noah if they're not going to use him? That's what I don't understand.
Exactly.
I think they're gonna, if Pearl does leave, they're gonna sign Joakim Noah to a deal where they're gonna have to use him next season. I think if Doc Rivers ain't good the first half of the season next year, he will be gone.
He should be gone now.
I know he should be gone now. To me, I wonder how long his contract is with the Clippers. I wonder if they do fire him, they still got to pay him, and who would they get to be in next head coach and how much that's going to cost them too.
Yep.
I don't think they got the money to hire a new head coach.
Surprisingly, because if they had a new head coach, they could hire Mark Jackson or Ty Lue, or a David Blatt, or somebody to get these guys to wake up, because this system is not working. And here's what's sad, right? And I'm going to be honest with you, and you're going to disagree with me on this. The way the Clippers played against the Nuggets, this is my opinion. If the Mavs were fully healthy, they would have beat the Clippers. I thought.
Gideon, why you shit? Look, that's the third time you came right there perpetuating that bullshit. The Clippers was not going to lose to the Mavs, dude.
Bro, they went 7. Bro. KP, listen, I know KP is not guilty. He's not. What I'm saying is that the thing is to shoot the three. He can hit the mini. He can hit the rack. And Luka Doncic, when fully healthy, can attack up at will to dish the rock. And the Mavs has shooters. And Hardaway, Seth Curry, Kleba, Vinny Smith, they have shooters on the team. And again, it's kind of struggle with the Mavs even without KP. You know what I mean, guys? That's just me. I mean, I thought long and hard about it.
LB, that was kind of a problem in the first round when Dallas was knocking out on 3-point shots. The same thing that happened in the first round happened in this round where Denver was knocking down 3-point shots and Clippers wasn't playing deep defending that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They would have won 7 games at least. They would have got 7 games at least in that. That's what I'm saying, man. Like I told you, the Clippers. I thought the Clippers were going far in the playoffs. I should have saw this coming. You know what I mean? I really should have saw this coming. It's like the Clippers. They always clipped in the playoffs, man. The Clippers always clip, man. It's something with this team, you know.
Because y'all remember what happened last year when the media called out Kevin Durant when they had that close series with the Clippers. Kevin Durant went out there in Game 6 and put up 50 points on them.
Yeah, he had 50 in Game 6. Yeah. Well, in Game 3, he had 38, and he was filling them with jumpers, minis, 3 balls, dribble pull-up. Yeah. If KD doesn't go off in that series could have gone 7 games, last year. And last year's Clippers team showed more heart than this year's Clippers team.
And plus, if Paul George would won the championship, people would have got off his back about him being not good in the playoffs.
Exactly. I agree, but he didn't get it done, and he got beat in the second round by a Denver team that, again, Denver's a good team, but this is the same team that was a Mike Conley 3-way losing the first round to Utah, man.
The way things are looking, Paul George may not never win a ring now.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to win a ring like this. I don't see it. He doesn't have the right mentality to win. He doesn't.
Only way he gonna win a championship. He probably made a championship. He played Vince Carter role end of his career.
Man, look, I just think this: if the Clippers play to their capability, right? Mavericks ain't beating no goddamn Clippers, and they ain't going to no 7 games. Right? Matter of fact, they probably beat them in 5. I'll give you that.
They just lost to Denver though, LB.
They lost to Denver, and Dallas is a great offensive team. The Mavs was impeccable. The problem with the Mavs is that they don't have KD who can guard the inside. And don't forget, they lost pieces like Dwight Powell, who's athletic, Courtney Lee, Jalen Brunson can help Luka Doncic with backup point guard duties. I'm saying this, okay? The way the Clippers looked against the Mavs, if Dallas was fully healthy that year or KP was not ejected in Game 1, Dallas will be in the second round right now, and you never know. They could have fucked around and made the conference final.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think Clippers still will win that series.
Clippers, look. I know we on this coulda, shoulda, woulda train, right? But this the thing. They played like shit. They played like shit. And as a result, they're home right now. Look, all the in-game, look, we can sit up there and talk about in-game adjustments all day long, right? But at the end of the day, it's about players playing to the level of their capability. And at the end of the day, they did not. and as a result, their ass is sitting home right now. They're sitting up there, all this finger pointing, all this backbiting, all this, subliminal shots being taken at people and all that. And I think that's part of the reason why Montrezl Harrell is out of there. He's a free agent this season. He's gonna look for max money. They ain't gonna give it to him. He's fucking gone. What do you think about this too, Raw?
Yeah, I think he is gone. And I think that I'm putting some stuff in my video tag. So I think he is gone. And I think that this team never really gelled, like as far as playing winning basketball. They never looked like, when you watch them on the court, there's not a lot of communication with this team. They, leave other people on the island, by themselves. It's like there was no, it's like just a group of individuals. They played at times in spurts, great individual defense, but collectively as a team, their defense just didn't materialize as advertised. They looked terrible at times. And so many times you've seen Kawhi and Paul George, and even Patrick Beverly, these guys whose reputations were that they're great defensive players, get burned defensively. I mean, I don't know whether maybe some of that was conditioning issues, but at the end of the day, that's their fault. That's on them. Why is it that they weren't prepared? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that they weren't preparing themselves for the eventuality that they were going to be playing again? Well, you had Jokic, climbing mountains, whatever the fuck it was he was doing in the off season. Jamal Murray putting on 10 pounds of muscle. You know what I'm saying? And why is it that these other teams were prepared, knowing that the season was going to restart in late July, but you had these other guys doing what the hell they were doing?
That's the main reason why Doc Rivers need to get fired, because he know better. And this is the laziest shit I ever seen him do in my life, in his coaching career. This is horrible, man. Everything you said was right on the money too, Raw. And that's what coaching. Doc Rivers know better, being a championship level coach, and how he coached the Celtics, how it was a commodity. It was like they played for each other when he coached the Celtics. But when he going with the Clippers, it's a complete opposite. It's bullshit. That's bullshit, man.
It almost seems like, I don't know, man. Like you know how they showed that time when they were in the huddle. He was like, "Come on, guys, we can't let for the officials to bail us out." Da, da, da. And you didn't see like that. Yeah. It was just like they were just standing around, like halfway listening to them, thinking about their taxes or, what they're gonna get some ass that night or that weekend or whatever. Like, I don't know,
but it's disgusting.
Right, like they just seem like they won't even enter the game, man.
I don't know what Doc Rivers. That's why he need to get fired. Because my thing is it's a complete, his coaching when he was on the Celtics on the Clippers is completely, it's not the same. They have you like the Celtics team had a whole reunion when they won the championship a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I'm not making excuses for Doc Rivers. But sometimes
it's disgusting all around, man.
I know, but I was gonna say sometimes it's a possibility. Sometimes these coaches do get burnt out. It could be.
That's why I'm saying you gotta get fired. But you gotta get fired then, man. If you don't you just doing it for the money. That's disgusting, man. That's disgusting. He know better.
Hey, Juanetta Thomas, I need to see you, Queen. Where you at? Where you at, Juanetta? I need you. You the resident Clippers expert. You know what I'm saying? I need you to come up in here. All right, so get this, right? I just pulled up an article from yardbarker.com. Montrezl Harrell called out Paul George in Game 2. Now, this is what the article said. Now, this comes from Chris Hayes and Yahoo Sports, right? They say Paul George and Montrezl Harrell got into a verbal competition during a timeout in Game 2 that saw Harrell call out George. It was a key incident that demonstrated that Clippers players were never quite on the same page. George committed 2 turnovers in less than a minute in the game. The second was a careless half-court pass to Harrell, who was surrounded in the paint. On the way to the huddle during the timeout, Harrell approached George about the pass, but George blamed Harrell and said the pass could have been caught and that the big man made the right play. And that pissed him off. All right?
Mm-hmm.
That pissed off Harold, right? And
Yep.
of course, when it pissed him off, a heated argument ensued, right?
Yeah.
And then, but there's a lot more that goes that's into that. Then you had Lou Williams, right? We're going to talk about him in a bit because Isaiah Ice, he pointed out that a trade might be going down possibly, and the keyword in all this is possibly going down between the 76ers, and mind you, that's Lou Williams' hometown. Philadelphia is, right? So,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's the first time that he played in Philadelphia as well.
No,
So,
he from Georgia. He started his career in Philly.
oh, he started his career in Philly? Okay, yeah,
Yeah, he was
Mhm.
nice with Philly though. I remember a play. I think it was Game 4 against the Heat.
Hey, hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're gonna get to that. Just hold that thought. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Lou Williams and Paul George pointed to the team chemistry. Now, this article came out 2 days ago, as they said the team chemistry was the issue for the early playoff exit. And Lou Williams said that he said we came up short. We had championship expectations. We had the talent to do it. I don't think we had the chemistry to do it, and it showed. We had lapses on defense and offense. He think guys played in the systems where they were expecting guys to be in certain spots offensively. A lot of different guys made adjustments. It showed, but at the end of the day, we were up 3-1. We should have closed the deal. Give credit to Denver. We take our lumps to keep movement. Then Paul George says, first year together, we can't even say we want to change our roster. We've been saying all year, just chemistry being together. The more we're together, the better we will be. Man, Paul George is all over the fucking place, man.
Man, nigga's a sucker, man.
Man, this motherfucker all over the place, yo. Look, you don't hemorrhage the team future by acquiring a player of Paul George's caliber and say shit like, well, this ain't a championship or bust year, right? Get the fuck out of here. Just like the Toronto Raptors, right? You had people making excuses for Pascal Siakam, right? Blowing it in the goddamn playoffs or whatever like that. And what the excuses say, well, this is first year leading the team. Get the fuck out of here. When you get max dollars, when you get an all-star appearance, right? When you get labeled as the NBA's most improved player, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear shit. Get your ass out there and be who you get paid to be. We so quick to classifying these guys as stars or superstars or whatever like that. Man, look, if your name like LeBron James or Kevin Durant, you're in my opinion, they're not superstars. They're not. And Kawhi Leonard is teetering towards superstars. Man, to a degree, his legacy took a hit. But when you win 2 championships with 2 different teams and win 2 finals MVPs, in my opinion, you're a superstar. Okay?
Yeah, but the problem is he trying to win on a team with a bunch of losers and think he can shape and change people's mentality, man. It's not like it ain't easy. Like Paul George is a sucker, man. And he been showing this shit for some time now. Last year when he hated on Dame on that shot.
It was a
bad shot.
It was a bad shot. Well, it went down, right?
Yeah, he's a sucker, man.
And I want to throw this out there, okay? In that same game, people do not mention this. OKC led by 15 in the fourth quarter in that same game, but they had turnovers. They couldn't guard it inside, and then CJ and Dame just took over, man. So yeah, and then also Paul George. I know he had 36, but people don't mention this. In the fourth quarter, he missed 2 big free throws in the fourth quarter.
Man, the hell with all that, yo.
No, this why
earlier this year, right? Earlier this year, they you had the Clippers play the Blazers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when Damian Lillard missed those free throws or whatever like that, right? What they were doing, they were in the bench clowning Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he a sucker, man. He was clown talk. He was talking all that shit, and you got put the fuck
Patrick
out.
Beverly both out there clowning Damian Lillard.
Word.
And then, hold on, didn't the Blazers end up winning that game anyway?
No, the Blazers lost that game.
They lost that game.
They lost by 2. That's what it was.
I think that was the game that became the catalyst for Lillard going on that run, right?
Yeah, that was exactly was.
Right.
That was the game where Damian Lillard went just completely off the rails, going for like 50 and shit like that. And
He didn't do
shit
anything.
like that.
Yeah.
Just so yeah, Kawhi. So when we talk about superstars, right? Shout out to Tune In Sports One in the building. Appreciate you. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard is definitely a superstar. When you win 2 championships with 2 different teams and you win Finals MVP on those 2 teams, man, you gotta be you in superstar status. I'm sorry.
LB, I'm sorry, but this what made me mad about Kawhi Leonard. He had the chance to put the Denver away in game 5 and 6, but instead he passed the ball to somebody else. Him being aggressive, taking the ball on his own.
Game 5. I remember that LA was up 16 in that game, 15 in the second half, but they collapsed because they couldn't guard that 3. And that last play, right, when Denver, after they're up by 8, the Clips made a run to 4th and 2, and then he passed
Lou Williams, who couldn't hit outside of Barnes.
Lou was struggling going to that shot. I knew he was going to break that shot.
I got mad at Kawhi talking about why you let Lou Williams take that shot? You see he can't hit nothing.
It's mid range.
That nigga been playing ass all play. That nigga was playing ass all playoffs. And I don't want to hear anything about Lou Williams being the greatest 6-man of all time either. That nigga's overrated.
Man. Garbage.
No, that man, look, he is not the greatest 6-man of all time, man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Two Raw did a video about that a couple of days ago.
I think Jamal Crawford's a better 6-man than he was.
Monty Ginobili.
I thought A.T. Green was the greatest 6-man of all time for myself.
I think Monty Ginobili is the greatest 6-man because he literally played that role basically like the majority of his career.
Facts. Manu, he was that beautiful Euro step. He can go to the cup, he hit the 3, and he made big plays. He could dish that rock. He made big plays on both sides of the ball. And do you remember that one play when he blocked James Harden in Game 5 in 2017? Remember that when San Antonio was up by 3? That was great.
Yeah, Lou Will don't do shit like that, man.
He don't. He don't.
For me, I think the greatest 2 6-men are John Havlicek and Monty Ginobili.
How many years John played? I forgot how many he played 6-man.
John Havlicek.
That's why I put Manu, because Manu literally played that 6-man role.
I get what you're saying, but John Havlicek took on Frank Ramsey is the one that pretty much started the 6-man role.
Right.
The energy guy coming off the bench. But he took what Frank Ramsey did and took to another level. John Havlicek. I want to say John Havlicek was a 6-man for played 16 years. I want to say
6-man on the Boston team.
6 years, maybe he was a 6-man.
He's still better than Lou Will as a 6-man. I don't Lou Will, the greatest 6-man. Nah, we need to name the award over Lou Will. Fuck that. I saw a petition. I'll boycott the NBA. They named the 6-man year off for Lou Will.
And no, Montrezl Harrell won 6-man of the year, by the way.
I'm talking about they're gonna name the award after. They were trying to say name the award after Lou Will because he got the most.
I like Lou. What? They're gonna do that?
No, I'm talking about the fans. Like fans are saying that shit, not the NBA. People talking about
the morons. What's wrong with you, man?
Like people, he got the most 6-man year awards. They name it after him. Like nah.
No, that's not how that.
I hear a lot.
But anyway,
fuck that.
Let's stay with the Clippers, right? So they also say that Doc Rivers even came out and said that he felt that multiple Clippers players missing time outside the bubble hurt the team's continuity and conditioning. He said several players were visibly gassed in Game 7. And look, all these excuses, man.
Man, that man known for making excuses, man.
Man, look.
Oh, we were tired.
You're blown. This is the 3rd time you've blown a 3-1 series lead. The 3rd time now. 3rd time. And then this comes into question of who really was responsible for the Boston Celtics winning the championship in 2008.
Tom Thibodeau, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen.
Rondo, Steve Cozy, P.J. Brown, Eddie House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played with each other, man. That was a team. That's a definition of a team.
Yeah.
They played for each other. To the Atlanta Hawks in the first round.
Atlanta almost beat them in the first round. And Atlanta won 37 games that year. They were not expected to make the playoffs that year. They almost took out.
I was worried back in the day. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. All that That is disgusting. The way these guys sitting up here, as True to King TV in the backyard, killing cockroaches and shit. I
just got back in my house.
Yeah, man. Hey, turn your you intend to have your cam on?
Sorry, guys. I got turn my mic off because I'm out here feeding
Oh
the cat.
damn, boy, True to King look like hey, what's that one motherfucker that played in Bad Boys? Shit. Anyway.
Oh, you talking about you talking about John Sally?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Let me ask y'all guys something. Say Doc Rivers got one of the Boston Celtics played to be on the coach there like Paul Pierce, Kevin
Hey,
Garnett.
hold on a second. I want to give a shout out. Joseph Bailey, shout out to Joseph Bailey for subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate it. Also Brandon Nicholson say he sent me a birthday present. So I'm gonna see what this birthday present is. So drum roll, please. All right, so Brandon Nicholson, appreciate the donation to the channel. Hey, any and all donations appreciated. I don't care what you got. If you willing to give me a donation, I appreciate it because you ain't had to give me shit. So there you go. I appreciate you anyway, shape or form, fashion. All right, now we got that out the way. Luda Rider, Daniel Cameron Disciple, go ahead.
Say if Paul Pierce was on this coaching staff, you think the Clippers still lose to Denver?
Probably not.
Nah, because Paul Pierce is a competitor, man.
Shout
Paul
out to Spencer in the building. Yeah, we got a Knicks fan in the house. Gideon here, Knicks fan. But we'll talk about those bum ass Knicks in another video.
Hey.
I think Paul Pierce would have helped Paul George and Kawhi Leonard get ready for these type of games though. If he was on his coach.
That's an interesting question. I was thinking about it. I think a lot of these younger players may respond better to guys they may actually respect. Like they remember Paul Pierce being a champion. They remember Paul Pierce being a good player. Like I think what's going on with some of these players too, because they make so much money, you know what I'm saying, and they have such big egos that they may not listen to a dude like Doc Rivers. I'm saying, like, I'm being honest, like psychologically,
right?
Like if I'm a superstar player and I'm averaging 30 points a game, right? I'm a perennial all-star and all that. And I Googled Doc Rivers' numbers and I saw that he only averaged 7 points a game. What the fuck is he going to do? How is he going to coach me? That's going to be my ego talking. Like, I do wonder if that plays a role with some of these coaches, as far as like them not being able to reach some of these players. Like, I think guys like Doc Rivers can reach a younger team, like better, but like a group of veterans who are already established, I kind of wonder if Doc Rivers does have some issues with, like being able to get these guys to respect or I don't want to say fear, but to like respect him,
right?
And listen to what he's actually saying. They might respond better to a Paul Pierce or somebody like that.
Hey, you know what? That's an interesting point. I never peep game from that angle. But you know what? That is an interesting point about that. Look, if y'all not subscribed to Too Raw for TV, man, make sure you subscribe to Too Raw for TV. Luda Riot Sports. Gideon, I don't know if you got a channel, but if you do, make sure you subscribe to Gideon as well.
I don't have it.
And Too Raw, I had said something like that. Like some of these coaches can't really coach their team because these superstar players are not going to look to them. And plus, if you try to coach these superstars, they're going to go to management to try to get the head coach fired.
Right. I think too, though.
Right. Because
also,
go ahead.
But also, I think it's like I feel though these new. That's why I'm saying all these old coaches, man, they need new blood in the NBA when it comes to coaching.
Right, because remember True to King, what happened with Jerry Sloan and how his coaching career came to an end. May he rest in peace because of Deron Williams. Darren Williams
was Madonna. Darren was being a diva. He didn't want to listen to Jerry Sloan anymore, man. And I felt so bad for Jerry Sloan. He was one of the most underrated coaches back then. If it wasn't for some of the teams the Jazz played, like the Blazers or the Bulls, etc., the Sloan, Stockton, Malone, and Hornets that will have a few rings right now, you know?
Hey, get it. You can make the argument. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Shout out to 2-in-1 Sports. I appreciate your birthday. Appreciate your birthday shot, man. And also Spizzo. Spizzo got a question, right? So he says, should the Clippers trade Paul George for Draymond Green? The answer is, to me, the answer
Hell
is
no.
No way.
No.
You
better not do that.
It will not work.
Oh shit.
Draymond will not fit in that system at all.
In unison.
Oh
We
shit.
say hell no in unison.
That's
Hell
all.
no.
Oh shit. That's what you know. See, that's what. God damn.
Here's what I think of Draymond.
Motherfucker will think about that shit too. Motherfucker will think about that.
Here's what I think of Draymond, all right?
He's a scrub. That's what we think about him. Now let's stay on with the
He's a
Clippers.
scrub now compared to back then. He's a scrub.
Well, he was a scrub back then too.
No, exactly.
Let's talk about
Motherfucker will think about that.
He's not a scrub
Paul
back
George.
then. Decent.
Paul George out of man. That man need a counselor or something, man. He need to go to therapy, man. I don't.
Well. Hey, shout out to C. Holmes in the building. Well. Look what we have here. The consummate contrarian.
Lamar,
Hey man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you what you sent to me yesterday on Instagram, homie. All jokes aside, man. In case y'all don't know, yesterday I had to go to the hospital. I had, wasn't feeling right. Turned out I had some skipping of the heartbeat a little bit. I had high blood pressure. They kept me in the hospital for about 2-3 hours or whatever like that. They gave me some meds. So I'm fine now. I appreciate everybody that showed the concern and support last night.
Hey, magnesium citrate. Take it to 400 milligrams a day. Fix all that.
All right, I'm at to take that into consideration. So I know you got something to say when it comes to these Clippers, man. So go ahead and give us your legendary contrarianism like only Lamont Lane can do.
Hey, here's the problem. This is what I think. We see something go wrong with the team. We go, especially the Clipper fans, to go straight into panic mode. Look, they still a super team. That's the thing. You still got Kawhi. You still got PG. What the thing is, you traded away all your picks. You got no cap space. You got 4 guys that are about to go into free agency that you have to re-sign because those are the only guys you can re-sign because you don't have any cap space to sign anybody else. So you're stuck with this team as is. Ain't no trade. Ain't none of that. You're still a super team. So just fix the small stuff and just go back and fix the next year. That's all you got to do. Like, you don't need a point guard. You don't need a forward. Every team can't have the perfect roster. You can't have the floor or the big man. There's going to be holes somewhere in your roster. You just got to figure it out. Like, they fucked up this year. Yeah, it happens. But just come back next year and just be better. Be more disciplined in the third and fourth quarter. It's small tweaks you can make. Small tweaks. Be better off-ball defense. Tell Kawhi. Sit down with Kawhi. Make him watch video. Your ass wasn't playing no off-ball defense. You was lazy as fuck. I need you to fix that. And I need you to get the other guy. So that's what the Clippers need to do. They need to not listen to anybody, and they need to just stay with the same team and come back and do it again next year the right way.
I agree. S. Young, what's up, man?
What up, man? What's up, man? What up?
what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, what you got? What you got on all this, man? What you got on the state of the Los Angeles Clippers?
I feel like they're gonna get rid of Doc Rivers because it feels, and I feel like next season they're not gonna do better because like I feel Kawhi, he's not like what Paul and Lou Williams is. They like all like to play around stuff like that. Kawhi's not like that. Kawhi's like quiet and trying to work hard. So I feel like he needs a team that can help him. You know, but looking at the game and just kind of blaming on Paul George because he's not like stepping up as a play as Kawhi was like going cold in the fourth, like scoring 0 in the fourth. So I feel like changes need to be done with the benches and with the players.
I agree. And one more thing too before we one more thing I want to add to this too. The Clippers, they just need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, the guys.
Way too much chirping. You're taking shots at this guy. You're taking shots at that guy. I mean, what Paul George said about goddamn James Harden was inexplicable.
It was, and they complain too much. They always whine to the referees. They always, they think that they could just win off talent. That's not how it works. They got to win off discipline and following X's and O's. They don't do that, man. And the problem I have with the Clippers, they just think that. I can't believe we fall for this.
They feel entitled. They feel entitled.
Exactly. They feel entitled. They think they're better than what they are. It's like, and I cannot.
You got a Rottweiler in the background.
Hey,
Yeah, but like, I feel like looking at the Blazers series, see how the bench and Clippers were unprofessional, trash talking on Twitter. But looking at it now, I feel like that was karma. Karma on them. Definitely. It was definitely karma on them. Now look what happened to y'all. Y'all let a Nuggets team come back, and that was so bad.
And bro, Denver was a Mike Conley 3 or a healthy Bogdanovich injury. You get what I'm saying, right? Denver was a Mike Conley 3 and a healthy Bojan Bogdanovich away from losing the first round, bro.
Man, and think of it this way, y'all. I know. I've been saying this for a long time when it came to Mike Malone, right? Because the Denver Nuggets had two talented teams. Shout out to my phone in the building. They had two talented teams to go out in the first round, and we were talking about Mike Malone possibly getting fired had they lost the first round. Happy belated birthday to Mike Malone. Happy belated birthday to Phil Jackson. Now, instead, now the Nuggets are playing the Western Conference Finals. Mike Malone all of a sudden now looks like a fucking genius, right? And like I said before, I said this a couple of days ago. I'm going to say it here again today. I know that we did not like how Michael Porter Jr. went about what he said to the media. But if you think about it, that really lit a fire in the Denver Nuggets and them coming back.
Oh, big time it did.
It definitely did.
And they made adjustments. I loved how to use their rotations well. Torrey Craig made big shots in some games. Michael Porter was attacking the right. Jamal Murray attacking the cup. The Joker showing the whole weapon trial. Even Paul Millsap, like LB, you said Paul Millsap was, he stepped up in this series.
He's done. Okay? He is done.
Well, he was done.
He played big. He played big, though.
Big in the playoffs, man.
He played big. What game was it? What game he had like 20? He had like 17. Game 5. He did came up big, LB. You gotta give him that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that.
He selling himself.
A dead clock is right twice a day, all right? So of course, a lightning gonna strike a ball at least once. Okay. So if you want to run with that, go ahead and take your victory lap. But at the end,
I ain't saying he shelved himself, but he
did contribute though. He did contribute, and I want to throw this out there. Marcus Morris, remember that one play in the end of Game 5? Excuse me, in the first half of Game 5 when Denver was down 16, he was jib-jabbering to Paul Millsap. Remember that in that mini fight?
Oh yeah.
And that sparked the light that sparked fire under Denver's eyes, and I just think that. You see, we kind of should have saw this coming. It's like the Clippers have had a history of choking in the playoffs. We kind of should have saw this coming,
Yeah, I heard a lot.
I didn't see it coming.
I heard a lot of people talk about CP3. If CP3 was on that team, they would have did that in the third. Look, CP3 was on the Clippers for many years, right? And there's no evidence to support that statement because Chris Paul was on that team for years and they couldn't get to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
definitely because of injuries, not getting along with the team, and definitely the ownership situation, the racist ownership situation had messed up the Clippers.
Yeah, they had Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan.
And Jamal Crawford and JJ Redick and
on their prime.
And he was funny. They lost to the Rockets. They lost to the Rockets. They let the Rockets come back. That was bad.
They let a bum ass Josh Smith. They let a bum ass Josh Smith beat them.
And Corey Brewer too. They let Corey Brewer and Josh Smith to look like the Splash Brothers. Like, come on, man.
Remember though, that was when Kevin McHale was the coach too.
Oh, Kevin McHale. Yeah, he
Well,
was.
McHale
Right.
was the head coach. He was.
Well, coach.
And here's the thing: James Harden was in the bench the entire comeback. Like that makes it worse.
Yeah.
That makes and then game 7, they never led in game 7. They were getting blasted the whole game because they couldn't get Trevor Ariza open at the corner for 3. You know.
I'll tell you this. I think Kevin McHale make a better coach for the Philadelphia 76ers than anybody else.
You can make a case, man. Kevin McHale was a good coach for Houston. The problem was you know, some of the teams they played, and also the fact that circumstances. That's why. Like, for example, 2014, I'm not defending McHale losing the first round to Portland. I can't defend that. I like the Blazers, but the Blazers had no business being the Rockets that year with Dwight Howard. They had no business. When they lost to Damian Lillard at the buzzer. 2015, I know how great the Warriors were, but this is the same Warriors that won 6 games with the Cavs without Love and Kyrie. So if you're James Harden and Dwight Howard, there's no real excuse losing at 5. You know what I mean? And then in 2016, again, the Warriors are an amazing team, but they didn't have Curry for 3 games. There was no excuse getting blasted in that series, you know? When Curry saw more than half the series, you know?
Shout out to Jarrell Jones in the building, man. I appreciate you.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should the Clippers re-sign Marcus Morris or let him go?
But I
think they're gonna let him go.
It depends on the salary. If he wants money, then no.
Cause he probably is gonna get a big deal.
Depending on the salary.
He could or he could get a big deal.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. The Clippers have to re-sign everybody, even if they have to overpay for them, because they have no salary cap. They traded all their picks. They have no draft picks. They have no salary cap room to sign free agents. They have to sign all four of their free agents. So they're kind of handcuffed. And this is why you're going to see their free agents get overpaid by the Clippers, because they have to re-sign them. They have to. They don't have any salary cap remaining. So
Marcus Morris gonna get a big check. He's gonna get paid.
Hold on. Yeah, he's gonna get a big check from the Clippers, and they're gonna go into the luxury tax to do it because they can't do anything. You see what they gave up too much for Paul George, and now they're handcuffed to this roster.
Yeah,
I would before this all happened. I was too much for Paul George.
And Lamar, and the possibility that both these guys can opt out after next year.
Yeah, but that's why they're gonna stay with Doc. Hold on, Doc is Kawhi's guy. They're not going to let Doc go. That guarantees Kawhi's going in 2021.
Right.
So,
I think he'll leave anyway, though.
Hold on. But you think that, but don't give him any additional motivation.
Yeah, definitely.
You right?
True. I mean, if they didn't re-sign everybody, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think the Clippers should consider trade Paul George for Draymond Green? I just want to ask.
No,
that's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening though.
Get in. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense for neither team.
But he needs to go anyway because like he's a follower.
And hold on, because somebody getting on. I didn't want to answer that. I didn't want to ask that shit. But another dude in the chat asked that. And did you get what you wanted? Did you get what you wanted? Was that the answer? Were you looking for, Spizzo? Was you disappointed?
That's a hell nah.
Yeah,
Draymond,
we told you that shit. You know
who gonna be the second?
Don't work for neither team. Why would you trade for? Why would you trade for Paul George with 1 year left on his contract and you just signed Draymond Green to 4 years?
Draymond Green who cannot shoot. You know
he might have to leave it anyway because he's like a follower. Because he's like a follower. He follows where every best player goes to. You know?
So yeah, last year it wasn't all Westbrook's fault then because he didn't have this time. Lost in the second round to a Denver Nuggets team who, like I said, should have lost. Was a Mike Conley 3 away from losing the first round. So it's like, it's like
I don't know. I would not make that trade.
Everybody knows that Paul George is a follower. He goes to a team that has the best players. Oh,
and that is true, man. But don't forget, Paul George and Russ almost got traded to the Raptors. People forget about that.
But looking and they always say hindsight 2020. Look, Masai Ujiri looking real smart right now by not pulling the trigger on that. Now, considering that Pascal Siakam is still a work in progress, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Fuck that. He got max money. He's a most improved player, and he got.
Hold up though.
That shit.
Hold up though. And I agree with that. But hold up though. At least he's shown urgency during that series. At least at least he was trying. Paul George didn't show no type of urgency. He looked lost out there. The man was hitting shots off the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like he played fucking horrible.
No, Paul George. Look, I'm disappointed in Paul George, right? Because I wanted the rated R version of PG-13. Instead, I got the rated G version of PG-13. I got the back good, goddammit.
The BT, you got the BT version.
Yeah, I want the fucking raw, uncut movie version, right? Hell, BET I cut at 3 in.the morning, and I get BET at 12 in the afternoon.
Because
I got a feeling that he was gonna choke, but that's what he is, like the choke.
And that playoff piece shit, that shit is dead. Nobody should ever call that. That name should be dead. Buried.
If you actually are honest with yourself, he's never been a great playoff performer. You actually watch his career. You know what I mean? If you actually use eye test,
that man had one great playoff run.
Playoff P or backboard P. That's funny.
He's pandemic P.
I like Panic P. Panic P. It's Panic P.
Pandemic P.
Man, who one that is, man? That's your bill collector?
You awesome.
You owe us too much rent, motherfucker.
Yo, what is that ringtone?
Hey, that's Apple, man. That's default Apple.
Ah.
So if you got a Droid or a fucking if you got an Android, you ain't getting that kind of ringtone. That ringtone right there specifically.
Hey, yo, LB, hey. I'm an Android, man. I'm Team Android, man.
What are you guys' predictions for the rest of the playoffs? I got Lakers and the Heat.
Oh, no. We ain't talking about that right now. Respect the title of the video. If I kick you out.
Sorry, man.
We'll talk about that in another video.
Okay.
Now, as far as we talked about Boston imploding, right? We talk about the Clippers finger pointing and backbiting and, doing backdoor deals and oil fields, and Doc Rivers don't have a fucking clue what he's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the main event of the evening, and since it's my fucking birthday, right? I want to revisit this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the 2016 ESPN Top 100 rank.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is the same year. For those who didn't know, they had Kobe Bryant ranked 93rd.
Disrespect.
Oh, I was pissed off.
That's right. Y'all heard it. 2016 ESPN Top 100. They had Kobe Bryant ranked 93rd.
All right, man.
That's crazy. Kobe Bryant should get more respect. Rest in peace, Black Mamba. He should get more respect than that. Kobe Bryant gave his heart and soul onto the court every night. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Playing great D, hitting mid-range shots, dunking on people. He showed the whole repertoire, and ESPN treats him like this is sad.
They ain't do a. I don't think they even did an apology.
Why would he do that?
Huh?
Why would he do that?
I'm talking about ESPN. ESPN need to apologize for putting them on the list like that, man. They lose all. That's when it's like they officially lose all credibility when that list came out.
Basically.
Put Kobe at 93 though. Like, come on, yo. Like, really?
Yeah.
It's 93 players in the league better than Kobe Bryant. Okay.
No, it's sad.
Okay.
No way. I know Kobe wasn't the same after his Achilles, but come on, he still tried his best, right?
Man dropped 60 in his last game ever, but he's 93.
He's 90. Jazz. And the Jazz were a great defensive team.
He's
And the Jazz
90.
was fighting for a playoff spot that night. I remember. And Kobe killed him with 60, and he was hitting crazy jump shots, threes, and had a Michael Jordan-esque 23 in the fourth quarter.
A five-time NBA champ ranked number 93. Like, what the hell was that?
All right, so here we go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Man, this is just as funny as as we talked about this before, Too Raw. Remember that? Shout out to Tell Cycle. I appreciate the birthday Appreciate the birthday love, homie. You know what I'm saying? Another strong support on my channel, right? Man, who eat potato chips? Somebody eating pork rinds and shit?
Not me.
The Fritos, man.
Oh, that's Frito. All right. Wait, stop chewing with your mouth open. All right. So here we go. Kobe Bryant. Look at this. Ranked 93rd. Who the fuck made this list the way this dude is ranked 93rd? Too raw. You remember this epic stream we did a while back? Remember that shit? Kobe Bryant ranked number 93rd. What the fuck is that shit?
I mean, I'm tempted to say that was spiked by ESPN, man.
That was spiked.
You know, because the year before that, I think they ranked him 25th, and Kobe famously called them a bunch of idiots. And then the very next year, they rank him near like the bottom of the top 100. You know, and,
so let's get a look. I'm sorry, Tuval. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, like, you know, this is like after Kobe had the Achilles injury, and this is also when the Lakers had stopped being like an elite championship level team, and the league was kind of the league had transitioned from Kobe being like the face of the NBA to LeBron and then the Warriors. So it's like they kind of weren't even giving Kobe any respect anymore. You know what I'm saying? Except for older heads. So I mean, seriously, like they kind of was like forgetting about Kobe by that time. You know, but it was disrespectful, man. Very disrespectful.
All right, so everybody see Kobe Bryant ranked number 93. Let's look at names of the motherfucker. Let's look at the other players that are ranked above Kobe Bryant, right?
Yep.
Who are they?
Oh my god.
Luau.
Luau thing is good, but come on, man. Really?
Brandon Knight.
Oh my, he has not career. Brandon Knight has, you know what Brandon Knight's best highlight? Getting dunked on by DeAndre Jordan. And
Is he even still in the league?
But let's
No.
be
No, yeah, I think he's still in the league. I think.
well, let's be honest now. She did.
He's
Improve.
Yes, yeah.
Boy, I tell you, that list is so goddamn disrespectful, boy. I tell you. Let's go to 81 through 90. Let's look at the other motherfuckers they had ranked above Kobe Bryant, right? Let's look at this shit, right? 81 through 90, right? 81.
Wow.
Reggie Jackson.
I know they didn't put no Bobby
Come on,
Smurder.
man.
They put
I know
Bobby
Reggie had a
Smurder.
good season that year, but come on.
After we saw him play in the playoff, Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
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 Oh, by the way, Detroit was swept by Cleveland, by the way. Just want to throw
That's
that out.
bad.
All right. At 82, Kenneth Reed, a guy not even in the league.
Come on, yo.
Time out. He's not even a scorer.
He's a hustler.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's just like, it's just stupid.
He just rebound and pass.
And block shots, that's it.
His claim to fame was getting banged on by Terrence Ross.
Oh yeah.
That was claim to fame.
LB, I got something. You gonna put somebody ahead of Kobe Bryant who shouldn't be ahead of Kobe Bryant. They better not put Daniel Green ahead of him.
All right, let's go to 90. Let's go to 90, right? Number 90, Jaleel Okafor. They got Jaleel Okafor ranked above Kobe Bryant.
That nigga don't even play.
He's not that good. Okafor was not that good.
Okafor good, but he don't even play. So how you gonna put a dude that don't even play?
Are they serious?
Like, that's stupid. All that shit is a lie. I don't even care. It don't even matter. It's just a lie.
Then they got
Drew Holiday is a decent player, but come on, man.
Tyreek Evans. I don't think Tyreek Evans is still in the league anymore.
He's not in the league, yeah. Monte
Ellis. Marcus Smart. They got Marcus Smart ranked above Kobe Bryant.
It's unbelievable.
Taj Gibson.
What?
Robin Lopez.
Oh my god.
Now let's look at 71 through 80. Let's look at 71 through. Let's see other motherfuckers they had ranked above Kobe Bryant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this shit, right? Hold on, that's not what I'm looking for. ESPN, what the fuck you're doing?
Black mama getting disrespected. Sad. Who will put Tyreek Evans and Jaleel Okafor over him? Like, seriously?
Okay, let's go. Harrison Barnes, ranked number 80.
Wow.
Kemba Walker.
Great player.
Timothy Mozgov. You got Timothy Mozgov ranked above Kobe Bryant?
What did he do that year? Nothing.
He stole a lot of money. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's what it was. I remember doing a video about that. He stole a bunch of money from the Lakers.
No, he put the Cavs in 20.
No, that was later on. That was later on when he stole the money from the Lakers.
And get this. Number 77, Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Oh, that bum? He has no jump shot, man.
One of the biggest busts in NBA history. Number 2 overall pick out of Kentucky. Nerlens Noel, another guy who underperformed despite his high draft pick status. Karl Anthony Towns.
He was a rookie.
Marcin Gortat. You got Marcin Gortat. Not only this motherfucker ranked above Kobe Bryant, this motherfucker in the 70s.
Gortat was a nice player in Washington, but come on, man.
JJ Redick.
He can shoot the 3, but he's not better than Kobe.
Nikola Mirotic.
No longer in the league.
Yeah.
He playing overseas. Nicholas Batum. Another guy that stole a bunch of money.
Ankles injury going to same time. Right. Good in Portland, though.
61 through 70, right? Let's look at this, right? Rudy Gay.
Decent player, but inconsistent.
Danilo Gallinari.
Good player, but inconsistent.
Hassan White. You got Hassan Whiteside?
No.
Hell
No
no.
white
Man.
side of here.
Somebody need their ass whooped, man. Somebody need their ass whooped, man.
Somebody
Yo,
need a mafia beat down.
Who was a part of this, yo? Who was a part of this? Cause they need to go on TV and apologize.
He lost.
You got Ty Lawson.
Oh hell, fuck! Come on,
Ty
yo.
Lawson.
Andrew
Bogut, he had a very good season with Golden State, though, blocks and shots. And I do think if Bogut was healthy, the Warriors would have won the title. But come on, man. Seriously?
Isaiah Thomas better than Kobe Bryant. You got Isaiah Thomas. Better.
Underrated player in Boston, but come on, he's not better.
Ricky Rubio.
Oh, my God.
Tyson Chandler.
Yo, they put. Hey, yo, this is a troll. They ain't really troll right here. They troll so bad. They putting random ass motherfuckers over Kobe. They're not even in order.
Chandler
They just
Parsons.
putting. I'm done, yo.
Chandler
I'm
Parsons.
done.
Look, too raw.
Yo,
They
they
Chandler
trolling,
Parsons
yo.
better than Kobe Bryant, yo.
This is garbage. And Parsons had injuries.
Yo, they trolled the shit out of Kobe, yo. They trolled
got
the
Chandler Parsons ranked above Kobe Bryant. Boy, I swear to God, boy. And then they got nerd to talk about his injuries. Well, what the fuck you think this motherfucker been doing?
Yo, they troll, yo. They a biggest troll, yo.
Okay.
Yo, they a big ass trolls, yo.
Quick.
Next one.
DeMar
Yeah, no.
Oh.
He didn't even do nothing. That's the crazy part.
They got Damari Caravan.
He didn't even do nothing.
He was good in Atlanta, but then
That's the crazy. He didn't even do nothing. That's the.
They got Damari Carroll ranked in the top 60s. Kobe Bryant ranked number 93. They got Damari Carroll ranked 61st. Boy, that's good God. Who the fuck made? Hey, I'm gonna do my investigation to find out who the fuck made this list.
probably Max Kellerman.
Okay, all right, who's next? Who's next on the list?
Yo, trust me, we about to get the we digging this shit. 60, Danny
Green.
No,
Danny Green, Tristan Thomas,
59,
Oh my God.
Kardashian, Victor Oladipo,
seriously.
Jonas Valanciunas,
Decent player, but come on, man.
Andre Iguodala,
Iggy underrated,
he
but
won MVP at the time.
Brown's MVP. Yeah, Vucevic is decent. He could get the double.
Tony Parker,
He's old.
Oh,
Kyle Korver. You got Kyle Korver ranked 53rd.
he can shoot
He
three.
can do, yeah. He can do
Let's
that.
go.
DeRozan, 55. Brooke Lopez, 51. You got Brooke Lopez ranked above Kobe Bryant. That's a bit of God. 46 to 50. They got D-Ray ranked 46.
Greg Monroe.
It is way too low.
Greg Monroe,
Seriously?
Derek Favors, Jabari Parker. You got
Oh, boy.
No, Jabari fell off.
Al Jefferson.
Hold up. Wayne,
The
what is it?
same guy that say he doesn't get paid to play defense.
Al Jefferson, right?
Jabari Parker.
Or Jabari Parker, yeah. But
Yeah, Jabari Parker was injured as soon as he got into.
Chris Middleton ranked 40.
I'm fucking
that ranked.
oh my
He was
god.
the
Well,
They trolled the they trolled the shit out of Kobe
Wiggins?
doing this shit. Yo.
Come on, Wiggins, really?
Dirk ranked 43rd.
You know what this is? You know what this is, LB? This is why you can't let analytic nerds dictate who's good and who's great and who's not in basketball.
Exactly.
But I hate athletic people. You know what I mean?
This list don't even make any sense.
yeah.
Shout out to
It's
my girl
random as shit.
in the building.
No consistency in the
Don't make
list.
no sense. You got Wiggins ranked 43rd. You got Kobe Bryant ranked 43rd, 93, but you got Andrew Wiggins ranked.
And here's what's sad, guys. Dirk and Wade are way too low, too, you know?
Hey,
Yeah.
Ryan Hollis made this list. You guys in the
I
well,
like Rudy Gobert, but it's not.
What is he still playing? Hold up. What is Ron Holland still playing 2016?
Who?
What's Ron Holland still playing?
Who?
He was.
Ron Holland.
I think he was on the Clippers, maybe?
Ryan Hollis. fucking-
No, I didn't like Ryan Hall because he felt bad about Kobe.
I could. I don't know what man. Don't get me started, Ron Holland, my man.
You know, I hate
That-
analytic people.
That get it ready pusher.
All right, so they had Giannis at 40.
Okay.
Jeff Teague at you got Jeff
Oh
Teague
my
at
God.
Come on,
Wait.
man. Jeff Teague, man.
Goran Dragic. You got Goran Dragic better than Kobe Bryant.
Nah.
Eric Bledsoe, a fucking
Eric
got him
Bledsoe.
in the top 50.
Drew Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe, what he did?
He was good,
Come on.
good in Phoenix, and then Spear went the hell after that.
Bradley Beal at 36. Look, Bradley Beal was way too high on this list.
Way too much. Bradley Beal was not the player,
2016.
you know?
Yeah, 2016. That's,
Come on, yo. What the fuck?
that don't even make no
analytic
sense,
people,
yo.
man. I hate analytic people like Nick writing these morons. They look at numbers, don't give us context, you know?
These
What's wrong with these people, man? And even Wade and Dirk are too damn low, too. How the fuck is Eric Bledsoe higher than Wade and Dirk? And
I don't
Kobe?
even know. He didn't even do nothing. Like some players, they even do nothing and they're ranked.
Kevin Love ranked 21st.
Okay.
They had Tim Duncan 23rd. They got Tim Duncan ranked below Chris Bosh.
What?
2016. Did he?
Yo, I'm done.
No,
I'm
he was-
Al Horford, DeAndre Jordan.
Well, they put John Jordan number 25. I'm done. You know,
Oh,
brother.
boy.
I mean, he did was proven, but not that.
I would never top 25 player in the league. Fuck all that shit.
I mean, I know Kobe's career went to hell at the Achilles, but come on, man. Like, this is ridiculous.
Come on,
I'm trying to figure out how Tim Duncan is rated that high and Kobe
It's a
that
spike.
low.
It's a
And they
spike
both were
Kobe.
falling apart as players. They both were falling apart at that time.
It's Spike Kobe. They played. It's all a Spike Kobe. Everything
know.
is list.
Kevin Love is-
Everything about the list is a Spike Kobe. Only reason why they put Duncan that high, not saying Duncan should be low or whatever, but they put Duncan that way to Spike Kobe.
Where's Garnett? Has he already been on this list? Like seen?
No. KG's not on the list. No.
Okay, yeah.
2016.
Hey, y'all, if y'all think that was bad, wait till you see this shit
Okay.
Let's see.
right here. We talking the top 20 now.
Uh-huh.
Look who ranked number 19.
Oh, hell
Draymond
no.
Green- Oh my god.
Hell no.
I know Draymond had a very good season that year, but come on, man.
Man, listen, I'm gonna put this out here right now. Draymond Green is the worst defensive player of the year of all time.
Look who's
He's
ranked number 20. Mike Conley. You got Mike Conley ranked above Kobe Bryant?
Seriously?
Mike Conley is so elite and Kobe Bryant was so bad. Get the fuck out of here.
Man. I like Mike.
These motherfuckers on this list better than Kobe Bryant.
Unbelievable.
Nah, that's
Green in the top 20. You had Draymond Green in the top 20.
Over Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Love and
Tim Duncan.
And Tim Duncan? What? And over Isaiah Thomas too? Come on, man. Who's actually decent?
Kyrie
18.
Kyrie's too low.
Jimmy Butler 17.
Jimmy Butler did was proven.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Jimmy Butler, but he ain't better than Kobe Bryant.
True.
Klay Thompson is 16.
I love Clay, but he's more of an all-star. He's not better than
I
Kobe.
would rank Jimmy Butler ahead of Klay Thompson. Don't get me wrong, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, same here. Clay can shoot the three, but Jimmy can shoot the three too. Can hit the mini, very athletic, and can lock up. Clay can lock up too. Don't get me wrong. Klay Thompson is one of the best 3-and-D guys you can have on your team. But I just think that when you take away Klay Thompson's three-point shooting, what can he really do? Jimmy Butler can put the ball on the floor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Clay to me is more of an all-star, not a superstar. In my opinion.
So they got Damian Lillard at 15. Dwight Howard at 14.
What?
What you doing?
Now this is before Dwight Howard was
tranny level.
getting injured and having booty bandits make allegations.
Tranny level.
13 LaMarcus Aldridge.
What?
12 DeMarcus Cousins.
I love Boogie, but no way. No.
John Wall. I thought John Wall was ranked too high on this list. He's at 11.
Yeah, to me, he wasted his time at Wizard.
I love John Wall, but John Wall's career kind of went to hell because he had injuries. Also, his jump was really consistent enough,
Yeah, Marc Gasol ranked number 10.
What?
Blake Griffin ranked number 9. Kawhi was number 8. They got Russell Westbrook at 7. Chris Paul ranked number 6.
Wow.
Man, you just can't make this up.
No way. The list is the list they give us is too biased. You know what I mean? And just based off numbers and shit. It's never eye test.
Yeah.
What's wrong with these analytics people? People think I am a stat man, but I don't use stats. I use context, man. I hate these people who look at numbers and don't use eye tests and don't give you context. It's annoying, man.
Then we go to hold on. Let me pull this up one more time because we about to go 5-1. Right? Shout out to Talking and Grubbing Media in the building.
Ooh.
James Harden ranked 5th. Curry ranked 4th. KD ranked 3rd. AD ranked number 2.
Way too high. AD
and then obviously number 1 is LeBron James.
Okay, so Nick Wright was behind this. Okay.
And Ken, right? I mean, it's right.
Nick Wright traveled to the future. Nick Wright traveled from the future, and 5 years later, and went back in time in 2015 to write this list.
But Raw, you want to hear this, man? I love Anthony Davis. How is he number 2 over Steph Curry that year? You kidding me?
Why is Kevin Durant number 3 when Kevin Durant was still a better player than LeBron James at the time?
They got KD ranked. They got AD ranked above KD, and I thought that was disgusting.
That's over KD. And again, I love Anthony Davis, but he's way too high in this list. He's way too high, and it's like, look at some of the other players on the list. How the fuck is Jahlil Okafor higher than Kobe? How's Tyreek Evans higher than Kobe? And Jeff Teague? What? And Andrew Wiggins? Come on, man. And where's Anthony on this list? Did you know they didn't see Anthony on the list?
And why is Draymond Green on this list? He ain't nowhere to be on this list.
Exactly.
No, anybody that should be ranked 93rd is Draymond Green.
Definitely.
Exactly. I know Draymond had a very good season that year, but come on, man. Seriously?
I wouldn't rank him high as Kobe. Like, he don't go back to back 50 points, back to back 60 points.
But guys, I want to ask you, if you made that list yourself, where you rank Kobe? If you made that list.
In the
Come on,
top
man.
five?
Kobe in the top 5.
Top
Top 5. I'd say top 5. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not. It's not.
You talking about for that particular season?
For that year, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, top 10. Top 10.
Yeah. It's like it ain't nothing new. Kobe always get robbed. They always.
Like Kobe was still good enough to put up 25 points, 25 plus a game though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still won't like give. Like you remember when he got robbed in the MVP and they gave it to Steve Nash?
2006, yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been. I mean, Steve Nash had a good year, but it should have gone to Kobe.
Kobe was balling.
He was.
Balling. They gave it to Steve because the rate situation.
Which
I think politics was involved. Honestly, it was a lot of. Kobe had just gone through the situation with the girl.
Yeah.
The Malice at the Palace had happened not too long before that. The NBA kind of was still struggling post Michael a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They were having some issues with a certain demographic of fan after the Jordan era, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a little bit of politics with Steve Nash getting those MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that he almost won the MVP a third time in 2007.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it was Dirk Nowitzki won in 2007, and
Right.
sadly Dirk had it was not a pretty playoff run for Dirk that year, sadly. Because
Look at this shit, y'all. Look at this shit right here. Nate Silver. So I suspect that Nate Silver is one of the motherfuckers that was behind this bullshit ass goddamn list. Look what he said. We project Kobe Bryant to be the 236th best player in the NBA this season.
come on, man. That's unbelievable.
Disrespect.
It is disrespectful.
Yeah, like he been getting disrespected before and after his death. Like it's
The disrespect.
like disrespect.
And Chad Ford, another fucking guppy, sitting up here defending this bullshit.
Wow, man.
Stat nerds.
The stat nerds look at numbers and don't use contests, eye tests, and they don't make research. You know what I mean? Listen,
Like I told you guys before, these nerds have ruined the game of basketball for the NBA.
Yeah, they saying they trying to put LeBron over him, trying to like
No, the way these teams are built now, the NBA ain't great to me no more. It's soft. Like the way these teams are built right now, it makes the NBA kind of soft now.
there's too many prima donnas, man. There's too many divas. The media is stupider back then.
the interviewers, people interviewing saying, "Oh, he's not better than this player," but then not than this player. Like,
Yeah.
it's getting bad.
Yeah, and the media today are dumb. The media, they care too much about stats, numbers, and bias. When you had your NBA on TNT back then, your NBA and NBC, ESPN, all these good networks, CBS, these guys will tell you what's going on in the game. They didn't concentrate on numbers, you know? They give you the context. They give you something that you're watching the games. Now, you see, they give you a bunch of garbage and rubbish. You see players today completely quiet, you know what I mean? And it's sad.
I think a lot of times too, you see a whole lot of dick riding going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely. It's going to after his death, they go, "Oh, he's good." But y'all didn't say that when he was live.
Yeah.
Y'all was bashing this man for years. Y'all was saying that James Harden was better than him. Y'all was saying,
Nah, I love James Harden's a nice player in the regular season, but it's not better.
Who's that? Nick Wright. said-
Nick Wright. Kendrick Perkins, I don't think was involved because he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers at that time.
Yeah.
I think so. So it's like, you know, Nick Wright must have made that list. Maybe Chris Broussard. Who knows? It's a bunch of stupid ass people who don't know what they're talking about, man. And people think I'm a stat dude. Like when I keep hearing that I'm an analytic, I get annoyed because I don't give a fuck about numbers. You know, I care about
Really, if people didn't care more about numbers and care more about the play on the court, we wouldn't be having the problems in the NBA right now. Because all these guys care about getting that now instead of winning games.
We care about what's going on in the court. We give you the breakdown of how our team runs plays like zones, pick and roll, screen roll, a lot of this good stuff. But people like these stupid bronze sexuals like JR, Spiffy, CJ, etc. think I'm a stagnant. I don't give a fuck about numbers. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about numbers. I care about what happened in these games.
Then when you ask, then when you ask them like, "Hey man, don't y'all care more about winning than that?" Like they probably kick the goalpost and say, "Well, LeBron put up these type of numbers. We put up
That's
that
what
number."
I'm saying. These guys are biased. And here's what I did today, right? I asked JR, what stat did I talk about the Boston Celtics? He refused to answer my question. Because I brought no stats to talk about Boston today. You get what I'm saying? These guys are biased as fuck, man.
Definitely. Like, it's
Like
kind
every time we bring up the past of these guys, they be like, that don't matter. We talking about now." Like
now, like yo, like y'all put him. Oh, some people like it just didn't make sense to me. Like,
And here's what's sad too, right? I asked one of these guys like JR, how many wins did the Atlanta Hawks win in 2060, right? It was 48, by the way. He doesn't know his team's history. He's going minutes now, right?
yeah, he called y'all bandwagon jumpers on the Lakers. All the Lakers fans.
And I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not even a Lakers fan.
I'm just saying, all the guys who are true Lakers fans know the history of the Lakers, and they did not want LeBron on their team.
I mean, exactly. Like G. Corey, Best Buy, they don't want LeBron on their team. I mean, I like LeBron. I just hate his stupid ass fanboys.
I hate people say that. Oh, Kobe got carried by Shaq.
Oh yeah, I actually saw.
I hate when people say that.
I saw this comment. This guy named Nigel Uno, who's on Tickets Live, who was commenting. He said, "Oh, Shaq was carried by Kobe. Excuse me, Shaq carried Kobe." That's stupid.
No, Kobe and Shaq needed each other.
Exactly. Kobe and Shaq did their own part. Both guys.
Like at that time, Kobe and Shaq were the best two players in the league. I'm afraid that Lakers team didn't win at least 7 titles in a row.
Probably. Yeah. Shaq and Kobe needed each other to win, and both carried their own.
If Shaq was in foul trouble, Kobe had to help him.
Shaq got lazy. He didn't work out like he wanted to.
No. In the game against Indiana,
game 4,
he got fouled out and Kobe took over.
That was game 4, and people don't mention that game. Indiana was up by 12 in that game.
Like the main reason Kobe and Shaq got into it every now and then because Shaq was lazy. He didn't want to work out, and he was too busy doing his movie thing. And Shaq got mad at Kobe because Kobe said, "Oh, Shaq be doing it too about that whole rape thing." And that boy got
it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that because Kobe had snitched on Shaq of the cheat. It was okay. That's how the situation got worse.
Yeah, man. And some of these guys who talk like CJ, Smithy, Mine, JR, these guys don't even know their own NBA history, and they think we're the kind. You know what I mean, because all they do is suck on LeBron's blood, and all they do is that they're quick to call you a hater when you tell the truth about him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like here's the thing: I don't call him a role player. I don't call him that. But James does make good points about LeBron. You know, he does.
All that said that LeBron James, the system that LeBron James plays don't work all the time. It don't. You and cannot play.
Go ahead.
You gotta trading have your team away just because you want veteran players to play with you and you want to stack the deck. That's not gonna work all the time because you seen what the Clippers. You seen how they look on the Clippers when they try to stack the deck. They couldn't get along. Team had no good team unity. Now they're at the playoffs. Like to me, LeBron should not. If LeBron want to prove that he's that man, he should have kept all those young players on the team instead of trading them away.
Mm-hmm. And here's another thing: antisocial, right? This dude named Antisocial. The dude is so emotional about LeBron. You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on. Hey, this is one thing I want to. This is one thing I want to say. Right. Because I'm not one of these type of dudes that want to talk shit behind people's back. These motherfuckers not in the chat room. Don't mention their name in here.
Okay.
Because the one thing I don't want to have is division where there's like, well, you know, they go on LB channel and they talk shit about me on LB channel, but they don't bring that thing smoke. No, we're not doing that here. These motherfuckers ain't here. We don't talk about them.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, we're sorry. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all because I don't be stoking no division here. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you talk shit about them in front of their face and not behind their back. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like I was trying to say I like trying to say about the analytics thing. I like the way it used to be where you had one superstar on the team and you had role players trying to play with the superstar instead of trying to.
But here's the thing though, like that's teams been trying to stack the deck for years now. Now it's just more of a trend now. Like people been trying to do it.
Really, teams used to draft their players to their team like that though. They used to
Charles Barkley tried to stack the deck and he went to Houston. It didn't work out.
Bro.
Hold up. Scottie Pippen was on that team, and Scottie Pippen had all these high expectations. They was competing for a championship, and that was
later,
team.
But that was later though when Scotty joined the Rockets.
But it was still they had high expectations still though. I mean, they still trying to like.
I mean,
they had their prime at that time too, man.
I understand that, but they still want like.
I mean, but you gotta remember though, when he joined the Rockets, he was essentially Clyde Drexler's replacement because he retired the year before.
Right.
And by that time, Olajuwon was really no longer an all-star.
Yeah.
He had fell off. Barkley was still putting up like 15 and 10. But he was really on one leg. He had regained a lot of weight. They weren't the same team. Like really, honestly, the two young guns on that team were Michael Dickinson and Cuttino Mobley.
Yeah,
that was a total. It wasn't really a super team.
They were not a super team. They were old and they got beat up by the Lakers in the first round.
The young team was Steve Francis, Cutter Mobley, and.
Yeah, used to you never really felt the Rockets win the title that year '99. You know, you felt the Spurs, the Jazz, you know, the Blazers, the Lakers. You know what I mean?
Like, True the King? Are you trying to say a Portland team back in the day trying to set the deck with Pippen, Rasheed Wallace?
No, I'm just saying though. Listen, I'm just saying like you had like. Here's the thing: people been talking for years and stuff, and like how free agency was different back then. So they couldn't do, you know what I mean? It was different. They like people had relationships with each other, you know what I mean, for years. But like the whole narrative about everybody hate each other, or well, everybody was competing against each other. Everybody wanted to be the best, but everybody for the most part was still cool. It just free agency changed and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So now you see even more of a trend now. Cause I guarantee you, if people went back in time, a lot of people would have teamed up.
No, not back then. No.
Hold up. I'm gonna give you a point. Another point. Michael Jordan almost joined the Knicks when he came back.
But he didn't go there. He almost
because of money. Because the Bulls had to pay him.
Like the same thing.
That was stacking the deck. If Jordan would have went to the Knicks, that would have been stacking the deck.
Bro, he didn't go there. That almost doesn't count.
No, I'm just saying though. That was a thought. I'm just saying as a thought process though. That's still a thought process.
The Knicks were willing to pay, I think, Jordan $30 million to come play for them, and he's gonna get that hotel deal too.
Yeah, he almost there, but last minute changed his mind to stay in Chicago.
I'm just saying there was still a thought. It was still a thought, and it was a possibility. But I'm saying if the Bulls didn't pay him, he would have been a Knick.
The Bulls had no choice but to pay Jordan because he was getting low balls this whole career in Chicago at that time.
That's what I'm saying.
The Knicks were going to pay him $25 million. The Knicks were going to pay him $25 million for 1 year.
That would have been great, man. If we had Jordan with Ewing, Starks,
that'd been a super team. That'd be stacking the deck.
But the thing is, with those guys would have got along with Jordan because everybody forget New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls used to hate each other real back in the day.
But they would have worked though because Jordan was cool with Pat. Like they competed, but they were still cool with each other outside of basketball.
They were best friends.
Yeah, like him and that would have been. He was in Space Jam. Pat, you was in Space Jam.
What about him and I'm talking about him and John Stark though.
Man, it would have been cool, man. It's all listen. They don't have no real like hatred. It was all about like it was you competing. Like it's like it's that's the thing about back in the day. That I like back in the day was like it was all about to compete. It don't matter like listen, we can be cool outside of here, but we on this court
But he
ain't no listen. We ain't no friends.
back then. But
You want to know what, guys? I'm glad that did not happen because if it did, I would have been cussing out Jordan that whole year.
I mean, that's the same situation happened with Melo. Melo almost joined the Bulls with no, they were supposed to go Wade
in
and
2011, he almost went to draft.
yeah, Wade, LeBron, and Melo were going to join the Bulls, but
I think Melo would have won championship with Chicago if he went there.
yeah,
You think he would have beat Miami? You think so?
Hey, you
They had a
had
strong
Derrick
possibility.
Rose, Joe Tim Noah.
Wade said that. Wade admitted that. Wade said him, Melo, LeBron was going to go to Bulls.
Oh, they would have won a championship. LeBron, Melo, and Derrick Rose. Deck would have won the championship. But
Maybe Derrick Rose won't get injured either.
Melo almost went to Miami in 2011 and 2014.
Yeah,
he was supposed to.
He almost went to Miami. People forget about that.
LeBron's
Yeah,
supposed
he chose the money, but
I'll be fair. I love Melo. Yeah, Melo made some bad decisions in his career, which he did. But it's
Hey, now to me, Melo had an expensive wife.
we don't. Hey, I don't. Hey, you could have. You may be right, but I mean, well, I know this for sure. He chose that money, so wherever it went to,
yeah, just like how the Knicks wanted LeBron.
so that's what I'm saying though. Like back in the day, it was hard for like people to team up. So now it's you know what I mean. But that thought process was always been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were dying from. They really wanted LeBron.
Like that thought process always been there. You know what I mean? It's like that's crazy. Jordan won a Knicks. That'd been crazy.
I would have been. Like I said, I would have been pissed off and mad about that.
If LeBron went to the Knicks,
if Jordan would have went to the Knicks. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. I grew up a Bulls fan. I would have been mad about that.
Shoot, back in the day, they were trying to bring Bill Russell out of retirement to play with Wilt.
What?
When Wilt was on the Lakers.
How old was Bill Russell at that time?
I don't think he was that much old, but because he only played like 13 years, like seasons, so he wasn't that old. But like the fact, I think it was when Wilt played with the Lakers. This one Wilt played on the Lakers. They wanted Bill Russell to come back. I'm just saying, all this like super team stuff, the thought's always been there. Now it's
that would have been an interesting team. Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain played together.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, Magic went back.
That wouldn't be fair. And I'm just saying, like the thought process always been there. Now it's more executed. You know what I mean? It's more freedom and free agency and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The players got more power, you could say. So now you see all this stuff now.
I really do hope Miami don't try to add another superstar to that team because I think they okay the way they are.
Right, and the problem about that is too, though, about the super teams, though, is like it's top at like when you do that, right? Okay, you team up, boom, 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 on a league that's like what 30? How many teams league? 30 teams in the NBA?
Yeah,
30. Yes.
So when you stack the team deck up with top heavy teams like that for the most part, and then you have these teams like Atlanta and stuff like that. Teams like that hurt. You know what I mean?
It's like Trey Young. He's not going to finish his whole career in Atlanta. He's going to probably go somewhere else.
We don't know though. I mean,
they got how the Hawks build their
depends.
Depends how the Hawks build their team. If Atlanta,
well, it's hard, but even anybody stand for their whole team for their whole career, that's not. Like that's still hard to do, man. I don't care. Like even for like back in the day.
Yeah, think about it too, guys. Trey Young sign the Clutch Sport too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They're gonna try to make him go to somewhere else.
But either way though, nah, they gonna sign what's the best deal for him. What makes more sense. But like, here's the thing, like, it's hard for anybody to stay on the team. I don't care what situation, what era. It's still hard to stay for a whole team. So you can get traded. Like it don't matter how Knicks. Carmelo want to stay with the Knicks. got traded. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter. Like it's hard to stay on one team for your whole career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the
Hard.
owner was the one who did that.
Cause then it's like it's Duncans and the Kobe Bryants and like in the Dirk Nowinskis. That's like very very rare. In
Yeah,
them situations, they was close to leaving. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about Dirk, but I guarantee you, if I was like a close situation,
I mean,
maybe I
Duncan
don't know.
almost went to Orlando. Duncan almost went to the Magic,
Yeah,
but he's
Kobe was about to leave. Kobe was threatening to
Right.
leave. I don't know.
he did stay though. Like we can say if, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but
Yeah, but they stay. I'm just saying. I'm saying it's hard. It's hard. Like I'm just saying. Period. Like it's not about like they want to go necessarily. You know what I mean? It's not even about necessarily they want to leave. It's just hard to
Like
stay in one team.
look at
Period.
the Washington Bullets. I mean the Washington Wizards situation. Bradley, they've been trying to trade Bradley Beal, but he said he don't want to leave.
Bradley has to get out of Washington. He has to get out of there. His team's garbage, man. Like think about
Word makes sense. Where he
Look,
gonna go?
Bradley Beal
Miami.
Look, Bradley Beal ain't leaving DC, okay? He has no interest in leaving them. The Wizards have no interest in trading him. So that's what it is.
Like
I live in the DC area. I keep up with that shit.
I think Bradley Beal loves them living in DC because he don't want. Because I think his family loves living down there too.
yeah, he's gonna stay in Chocolate City for a long
Loyal. He's too loyal. That's the
Plus, like I said, John Wall coming back, man. Wizards can make a playoff push. You know what I mean?
That's the playoffs next year. But if you're Bradley Beal, don't you want to compete for a world championship? Like I want to throw this out there. The Wizards
I'm telling y'all right now, Scott Brooks on the hot seat, y'all.
Oh yeah,
Hey, that ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
They should have fired him a long time ago. I'm sorry, but they should have fired him a long time ago because that wasn't a good.
He wasn't. First of all, the only reason why he was there because they can lure KD, and he's been there for that. That's weird. I don't even.
I knew KD was not going to Washington. I knew Durant was not going to Washington. It's like, remember, at the time, Brad Beal and John Wall hated each other at that time. And like I said, the Wizards have never been to a conference final, ever. I mean, ever. You know what I'm saying?
They did win the NBA championship in 1978.
But that was the Bullets. They were not the Wizards. They were the Washington
That's still
Bullets.
That's still like safe. That's safe shit, man. That's safe shit.
Yeah, man, but the Wizards are a terrible organization. Why are you in the bubble to begin with? They're in the bubble to fight for the playoffs. They only won one damn game. You know what I mean?
Bradley Beal got hurt literally like before it started though, man.
Yeah, but even if Bradley Beal, even if Bertans and Beal were healthy, they were not going to make the playoffs. You know?
We don't know that, man.
Bro,
They could have made a run.
Bro, they were not going to make it though. They were too far back.
I don't know. Hey,
They were too far back.
who would have thought the Suns were gonna be 8-0 in the bubble?
But they didn't make the playoffs, right?
I'm just saying though, they could have.
That
I'm
is
just saying
true.
they could have shaked something up.
Listen, I know we have upsets sometimes. We have to look how a team is built sometimes. There's nothing that showed to me that Washington had any chance making the playoffs. Orlando and Brooklyn is better, you know?
But they really ain't had a chance when Bradley Beal and
Yeah, it was over.
boy didn't make it down there. Davis Bertans,
It's over.
they really didn't have a shot.
Oh yeah, it was over. It was done. The only
Yeah, no shot in hell.
The Phoenix Suns, I felt bad for them missing the playoffs, though. I felt bad.
I don't feel bad for nothing.
Why? Why should you feel bad for
Think
them?
about 8-0 in the bubble.
Stuck in that hole.
Talking
Wait,
about
what?
a dude that's afraid of double teams. I ain't feel sorry for no dude
But think about it. If you go 8-0 in the bubble and you don't even get into the play-in, you don't feel a little bad?
No, because they sucked the dick way before that bubble experiment.
Well, you should have kicked that. They should have kicked that same energy before the bubble.
Whoever going, whoever.
I don't feel sorry for that. I mean, it's the game. It's basketball, man.
And if the Suns were in the playoffs, you think they get swept by the Lakers if they were in the playoffs? I'd say losing like 4 or 5.
I mean, that's subjective.
Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. They're not in, so who cares? But the whole Bradley Beal thing, I mean, I know he's not going to leave Washington. I'm just saying that I think he should because they're not going to build the right pieces around him to walk on the field.
I thought that because this the thing. They're making what's his face a high priority, right? You have teams trying to pay for Davis Bertans, right? Davis Bertans actually was a hell of a 3-point shooter for the Washington Wizards, right?
Yeah, he was on fire. He was nice. He was good at San Antonio. And Washington, he was bringing it up from downtown.
LB, you want to know who I think would be the best head coach for the Washington Wizards?
And Wizards got a ninth pick in the draft, man. They
Rue
can make it. Listen,
Achimori, he's decent. Rue Achimori, he's nice.
he got working his defense though. He got working his
Yeah.
defense.
Rui Hachimura, that's a guy they really high on. Another guy, when I was talking to Scott Brooks, another guy was high on was Isaac Bonga. Now, this thing about Isaac Bonga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isaac Bonga is a hell of a defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
His offensive game leaves lots to be desired. I think that's part of the reason why he don't see much playing time. I think they gave him a long look while they were in the bubble, but he got to work on his offensive game, and his offensive game is suspect.
LB, let me ask you something. If John Wall do come back to Washington Wizards, you think they're gonna play as a team?
Of course.
Well,
would play with a team.
Healthy.
Yeah, so yeah, I think they will play together as a team. They spent a lot of time together and things like that. I mean, they're trying to mend the beef that they had a few years ago. You got to think, both them guys were trying to be alphas and all that. I think they're over that shit now, considering that one, they're trying to build a winning championship culture in DC, right? So whatever
I'm trying to leave.
So whatever little petty beef that they had about, oh, this guy getting this money, or this guy getting that money, or this guy want to be the alpha, all this other bullshit, right? Off to the side.
That's
Throwing that off to the side, right? Two, I think they got a great shot, and I hope they do this. I hope they sign DeMarcus Cousins. I hope to God they sign DeMarcus Cousins. Because if they got John Wall, Bradley Beal, DeMarcus Cousins, and Davis Bertans on that team,
they're making the playoffs.
And they got a nice pick, and they got a nice pick in the draft.
I think that's like a two or three seed right there.
Bryant's decent. And Thomas Bryant, he's decent, man. He's a nice energy player to have. Thomas Bryant. So it's like John Wall, Brad Beal, Boogie, Rue, Thomas Bryant, and Isaac Bonga and Davis Bertans. That's a playoff team.
Man, you can sign DeMarcus Cousins and then bring Thomas Bryant in off the bench, right?
Yeah.
You have Mo Wagner in the rotation. You have a guy that they like, Troy Brown Jr. You can put him in the rotation. They got a nice little dude. All them guys that played all those minutes, man. They got a nice little bench now. Guys can come in and spell like a John Wall or Bradley Beal, things like that. Troy Brown Jr. Another guy that they can bring in off the bench is what the fuck was his name? Oh shit.
The backup point guard. Are you talking about Ish Smith?
No, not Ish Smith. Gary, no. That he played for the Trailblazers. Not that motherfucker.
He played for the Trailblazers. The rookie.
No. He played for the Wizards. I can't remember his fucking name though. God damn it! Now I gotta dig his name up off the fucking ground.
Yeah, the Wizards. What's so sad? This team had no national televised games in the bubble. Yeah, that's how bad this team was.
What draft pick do they have in the upcoming draft?
Ninth. They got a ninth pick.
Ninth? Okay.
Jerome Robinson, that's his name. Jerome Robinson. That's another guy they can bring in off the bench.
Who y'all think they're gonna get as a ninth pick though?
Well, I really don't. To be honest with you, man, I don't know. I got to do some research as to, who the people is coming out in the draft or whatever like that. Me, if I'm playing with house money, they probably go with somebody overseas. Mm-hmm. But I really don't know enough about this draft to really comment on it, so I'm gonna reserve it there.
This draft is very mysterious. We don't even know. I know a couple people from the draft, but it's still we gotta wait and see.
True. But don't sleep on the Timberwolves. Minnesota's gonna be maybe nice next year.
Man, I don't trust them with picks. I don't trust them with picks. I'm saying that they could be a good. Man, I don't trust them when it comes to draft selections, yo. They is horrible, yo.
They had a good silver team, and then they
on the best pick. The best pick they picked. The best pick they picked in the last 10 years was Carlton Towns, man.
Yeah.
And plus, Jimmy Butler was right. Jimmy Butler was kind of right about them. They're
soft. They're soft. They don't play hard. They don't compete.
Wiggins a bust. Like I ain't.
No,
Listen,
Wiggins is a Warrior now.
I'm saying you're a bust.
Yeah. He is a
I'm
bust.
just saying they drafting bust. They drafted Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn in the same
Johnny
draft. Like,
Flynn.
come on.
Oh my God, Johnny
Come
Flynn.
on, yo.
Johnny
Like, why you
Steph
draft
Curry
two point
Johnny
guards?
Flynn.
Christ.
Why you draft 2 point guards in the same draft? Like,
He's
that's
so
stupid,
bad.
man.
Johnny Flynn was he underachieved. Johnny Flynn underachieved. He was not.
Like they draft selection is horrible. I don't trust Timberwolves for nothing,
Johnny
yo.
Flint is
Oh
so
my
bad.
God. And Glenn
We got the Celtics got the 14th pick.
Yeah,
got a
he
lot
so
of
bad.
pick.
He just went. He went out the country.
Yeah, he was not good. And Glenn Taylor, who's the Wolves, what's he, the GM, I think, Glenn Taylor. Yeah, no, he's the Wolves owner, I'm sorry. I don't know who's worse, him or James Dolan. I don't know who's worse. So it's like, yeah.
Man, that's an easy answer right there. It's fucking James Dolan.
I mean, that's true, but with Glenn Taylor, the Wolves only made the playoffs like one time. Like, and that was in 2018. And
Yeah,
then
don't get me wrong. The motherfucker's doo-doo. Don't get me wrong.
Do
But-
do 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 do.
Like, he looked like doo-doo, right?
This team won 2-3 playoff series under him. Come on.
What T say? Do 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 do. Stop it.
Who got the number one pick again?
Someone's got the number one pick.
T-Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, the T-Wolves got the number one.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them with
They
picks,
better
man.
trade that pick.
For what?
For who?
Woo!
You gotta make it look like for what though? Like what can they do with it?
Ooh, like an owl. Ooh.
Yeah.
They need more. They need after they need more veteran players on that team. They need bench players like
Man, they
Carl.
got veterans on their team. Man, they got D-Lo, man. D-Lo been in the league for a minute.
Yeah,
You're a veteran.
League for what? 65 years now since 20.
Yeah, you're a veteran to me, man. You playing like that? You a veteran.
I'm surprised Carl Anthony Towns have not came out saying I want to be traded to somewhere else.
No, he wouldn't do that deal. Him and
Got
D'Lo.
paid,
We got to stick it out. Rest in peace to his mom. So it's like if you're the T-Wolves, if they're gonna do anything next year, they gotta draft right. They probably won't, but who knows? And they gotta get more veterans because I don't think D'Angelo Russell and Cat is gonna be enough. You know what I mean? I don't think that's gonna be enough. I mean, they got who? Malik Beasley. They got some guy named Watcher Hernangomez. It's like seriously, like I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, we all know Warriors got the second pick. Charlotte got the third pick. Bulls got the fourth
The
pick.
Warriors are gonna be, bro. Golden State's gonna be nice next year when they get Klay Thompson back healthy.
Man, they gonna be a fit. Man, they gonna be a fit. Man, they getting put out first round next year. Second round.
Come on, they lose in the first round. Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you why, man. Look at the young teams that's in the West right now. They're gonna have problems with the young team you see in the West right now. They're gonna have problems. They play against the Mavericks. I like the Mavericks over them. You look at Denver. That's another young team up. That's a team you gotta worry about.
Yeah, the Nuggets. I think they'll beat them. Yeah,
The Mavericks. You gotta worry about the Mavericks next year. You gotta worry about Utah next year.
KP's health. It depends on his health, though.
Hey, depending on who they can get to. Free agency, man.
True.
They got cap space.
Okay.
They got cap space. And Luka Doncic, man.
Look at the Don. Yeah.
Man,
I'll be back,
man,
guys.
that boy's a problem, man.
He's a star. Look at the Don as a star. So
that boy is a problem, man. Listen, he's it. He's it. He's got the it factor, man.
He's good. He just whining too much.
He kind of whines.
He got heart. Hey, he got heart.
He ain't got no heart.
What you mean he don't got no heart? He played with a hurt ankle. Man, that man want to be the Clippers team fearless.
Did you see what he said about Morris? He complained right after he.
Man, listen, he was busting his ass, man. We ain't doing that, man.
Dude, Luka was destroying the Clippers the whole series, and Morris stepped on his ankle. Come on, man.
Yeah, he was complaining. Yeah, he was complaining, but he still was balling. I ain't gonna listen.
No, that was Kawhi stepped on his ankle.
No, it was Morris.
Morris stopped on his ankle.
It was a game 5. Check. It was
Morris. No, the reason why he was limping was Kawhi.
Are you talking about when he first got hurt? Yeah, when he first got hurt, it was Kawhi. But I'm talking about
I think that was in game 3. Yeah, it was Kawhi.
Well, I'm saying he came back and won. He won the next game, right? He came back and won the next game. That man,
And
listen, Luka's a pro.
he had a buzzer before.
Luka probably gonna be the best player in the league like very soon.
Yep, if he can stay healthy, work on his free throws, and work on his three ball, because he has a step back three, but he's not a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah, that shit trash though.
So if
He
he can work on,
be hitting it, but it's trash. That joint look is awful.
yeah, man, he has to work on his free throws too. If he can work on his free throws and work on his three ball and get a mid range consistently, Luka Doncic is going to be a superstar.
Man, he's close to it.
He's close. He's a star, not a superstar.
Like
He's a
he's
star.
close. He's close to it because he's like if the ceiling there, he's bumping his head on there.
Mhm.
And all he just needs is just the right team around him. And he's like, listen, like, be honest with you, Mavericks not even a playoff team without him, man. He's very
fast, big time fast.
like he's very very talented, man. Like I said Jason Tatum was better than him. I'm wrong. I was wrong. I can't do it. I was wrong. Luka's a problem, man. And they didn't have injuries, like I said. I think they could have beat the Clippers, but
that was what I've been trying to tell. I
believe that.
Long about this.
Luka the real deal, man. How many players you know that's in a second year that was on an All NBA first team? It's justifiable.
Maybe
that man's a top 3 point guard in the NBA, right? Top 5, top 3 point guard in the NBA right now.
Maybe Tim Duncan at best 99, maybe, but. You know, you gotta give Luka Doncic credit, man. I mean, he had a marvelous season. He was going to the rack, could dish that rock. You know, can crash the glass. It's just that
he showed up.
And he showed up hard. It's just that the Mavs they just couldn't defend. They had injuries
and experience.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
They lost to a better. They lost to a better team.
They lost to a better team without a center. That's what I'm saying. And don't forget, people think, the Clippers would have just won the series. The Mavs won Game 4 without KP, right? Down 21 at the buzzer. I'm telling you, man, if KP was not ejected in Game 1, I'm telling you, Clippers could win.
Luka is a problem, man. Luka is. I'm telling you, and that's why the Warriors, like, it's the era. It ain't only getting older. The Warriors only getting older. And like I said, these young teams is coming up, that's getting better and getting these experience in. They're gonna have a tough time making out. They can have a tough time making it in the first round, or even they definitely not gonna make it into the conference final. I don't see them.
I agree with that, but that part they won't go to the conference final. But depending on matchup, they can get out the first round.
It all depends. But like I said, these teams are getting young. They're young and they're just getting better.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Aaron Garnett in the building, man. Good to see you, man.
Like it's all about like these young teams you see now. They're getting the experience in. So it's like Steph Curry, like I said, Steph Curry, he gets hurt a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes, ankle injuries. Steph Curry,
and they're gonna have pressure. And there's a lot of pressure on the Warriors next year too.
Yeah, to get back.
A lot of pressure. And the Warriors fans did it to themselves, putting a lot of pressure because they've been and all the people saying that about the KD situation. We won a championship without KD. Y'all all this stuff and that.
And here's what
now they got put up and shut up.
And here's what's sad, True the King. These people who say, we won without KD, they made the KD injury excuse to downgrade Kawhi's championship. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's sad. Listen, the Warriors their dynasty was great. It was a great dynasty, fun team to watch, great player, good to great players at times, great team. But I'm sorry. It annoys me the fact that people like to use the injury excuse to downgrade Kawhi's championship, but they don't care that the Warriors have played injured teams,
Exactly.
And these guys are biased as hell, man. It's like
these Warriors fans,
they're biased. It's like it's not even just the fans, even the people who hate.
Just cape for them. There's people that just cape for the Warriors. They put a lot of pressure on the Warriors right now because now, we won championship rounds. Okay, then go do it again then.
To do it again because the West is only going to
You got your three core people. Do it again now. They put a lot of pressure on themselves. I'm telling you, them fans put a lot of pressure on them. Because I'll tell you this right now, they was gonna win another championship. They was mentally broken when they lost that set. They won 73. They were 73-9, the best record in NBA history. Mm-hmm. You blew a 3-1 lead
with 2 home games.
They didn't lose back-to-back games the whole year, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Okay, no. Oklahoma City beat them twice, games 3 and 4, blew them out.
Right, I'm just saying, boy, but they barely. But I'm just saying they either way, like they lost altogether in the playoffs less than like 20 games or 15 games.
I think so. I mean, what I'm saying is that before, after they came back against OKC, being down 3-1, won that series in 7 against Cleveland, they're up 3-1. Right? They have Game 5 at home. I'll be fair, okay? I'm fair. If Golden State was healthy, I do think they beat Cleveland. I do think.
Shout out to Darrell in the Cash App. He says the Clippers are cursed.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
It could be. But hey,
yeah.
curse, merce. Take choked.
The Clippers got clipped. The Clippers gonna clip again.
Paul George. I want to hear nothing about Paul George being no superstar. That man not even a star, man.
Whoa, he's not a star?
He ain't no star, man.
Oh
that man's a player. That man's like cause I'm be real with you though, man. Like I can't put I can't respect him, man, as a player, yo. With his how he carry himself, the comments he says and stuff like that. I can't take him serious, man.
But
I can't take him serious. And then as a player performer, that's where you make your money at.
And he struggled.
And I want to say I won't go that far to say he's not a star.
He ain't no
sure
star,
as hell not a
No,
superstar.
he's a star,
Hey.
but not a superstar. He's a star though.
Hey, when it's all said, listen, I can name. Okay, if he not in my top 25.
Oh my God!
He's not in my top 25. I can name 25 players better than him.
Let me ask you, Jason Tatum better than Paul George?
He used to be.
I don't even listen. Hey, I wouldn't be mad if you put it in before this year, but hey, if you really dissect it, he's not like that, man.
No.
He's not like.
Go ahead.
Like you really dissect, you literally slice the meat and potato. You go in the meat and potatoes. He's not like that. That man probably gonna be like a 21st ballot Hall of Famer. Like, let's be real though.
You said 21st ballot.
Let's be real though. That he calls himself playoff P, but he's one of the worst playoff performers in the NBA.
You do have a point. Like he's playoff.
He says he's the same person says it's not a championship or bust.
And
Like he's making excuse like
Hey,
come on, he's a sucker, man.
True the
He's a
king.
sucker.
True the king. I told you
Yo.
about Jason Tatum's ass. I told you about that, man. Because I have seen it in games where he needs to be a killer. He don't want to be a killer.
Are you
Hold
talking-
on. We're not gonna act like he never killed before. We're not gonna do that.
No, Jason Tatum's
Look at these last two games,
We're
man.
not gonna do that. Listen. The whole team as itself
Hold on, what you talking about?
bad. Listen. I'm not. It no excuse. Listen.
Finals?
We are not executing
Come on.
doing them the last two games against the Miami series. That's a fact. But we're not gonna say Jason Tatum not a killer.
No, he's a nice. He's a nice player. I like Jason Tatum. He's a very underrated player. What
I have seen games where he needs to be clutch. He did not come through.
Man, he hit a lot. Listen, he hit clutch shots before. Listen.
before
Jason Tatum.
now.
Hey, like I said, we gotta find out the next game, man. It is what it is. Do or die.
They better
It's do or die.
They better.
That's why Jason Tatum. But I put Jason Tatum over Paul George.
Oh my God.
What did Paul? Listen, Jason Tatum as a player. Hold on.
I can't
Jason
agree
Tatum
with you.
resume. Hold on. Jason Tatum resume is already probably matched or better than Paul George's.
Okay. I like Tatum. Listen.
Hold up though. Okay, I'm gonna say, as a player performer, he's better than Paul George,
I mean,
right?
to be
In
fair,
3 years. In
listen,
3 years.
Listen. Paul George did go to a conference final twice with Indiana. The Pacers were not stacked. They were an okay team, but Indiana was not
Okay
stacked.
team. You had Roy Hibbert.
Roy
Hibbert
Come
out
on,
there.
man, he sucks. Roy Hibbert.
Okay, I'm just saying before they changed the rule up, before they changed that vertical rule up, he was balling.
Bro, he had one decent playoff run. Come on,
Man, he helped them a lot. If it wasn't for Frank Vogel's fault, if they would have kept him in that game, what game was that? When LeBron got game winner layup, they probably would have won. Don't do that.
Okay, that part I would agree with you on that part.
The coach do get Paul.
He couldn't be that. He couldn't be that bad. He couldn't be that bad.
He was average. I would say average.
Yeah. Like Paul George.
But Lance Stevenson, he's all right. He was a decent player, but really, I mean,
Jason Tatum rookie year, he led the Boston Celtics to a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron James. That's equal up to anything Paul George ever done in his career.
Bro,
That's a
what
fact.
that Indiana had going to that during the 2013 and 14 year? Did you what real expertise did Indiana have?
I can say the same thing with the Celtics. We lost Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. We was not supposed to beat Philadelphia. That's a fact.
I mean, you do have a point.
Some people said the Bucks couldn't even beat us because we didn't have Kyrie and Gordon Hayward.
I mean, listen, I thought Milwaukee had a shot, but after the first two games, I knew Milwaukee would be Boston.
Right, I'm just saying though, people thought it was gonna be more. I mean, it was a competitive, yada yada, but the Sixers, that was impressive. Nobody thought we could beat the Sixers.
True, you have a good point there. True.
And nobody thought the Celtics could take Cleveland to Game 7. That's a fact. That's all facts. What did Paul George done to accumulate that?
Unless hard Celtics fans maybe.
I'm just saying. In
Jason Tatum went toe to toe with LeBron James in the conference finals in his first year. Come on, man.
Boston should have won Game 7. To be fair, Boston should have won Game 7.
We had no closers at the time.
All right,
no closers.
Kevin Love.
Yeah, they ain't have a closer, but they did have a chance to win.
You definitely did, but I'm just saying, hey, the bet LeBron James in them. Hey, lose against LeBron James. But what Paul George done? Choke, making excuses, looking like a sucker, making like some. Oh, that's a bad shot. Oh, it's a bad shot. Oh, we ain't no championship or bust. But he better than Jason Tatum. Fuck, come on, dude. Jason Tatum's a dog. Jason Tatum from that cloth, man. He don't like.
True, the king. I'm looking at Game 1. Tatum had a chance to win that game. He's taking
everybody make all clutch killers make all their clutch shots.
Listen, we're not saying that, but what we're saying is that was a bad shot. It was a
bad shot, but he's still better than Paul George. That's
all
I know is right. So you trying to tell me you would trust Paul George with the game online over Jason Tatum?
Hell no, I ain't gonna trust Paul George.
Okay then. Is he not?
When Jason Tatum, I'm just saying the truth, kid. When Tatum take a shot, he needs to take the right shot in the clutch time.
Listen, I'd rather let Jason Tatum take it over Paul George. That's a fact. I don't listen.
Yeah. I don't care.
I don't.
Yeah, and I do like Paul George, even though he did choke.
And plus, he was guarding Jimmy Butler, and he was guarding Jimmy Butler, and Butler got that 2 points on him.
Another player better than Paul George. Another player better than Paul George.
Who's another player? Who do you think's better than Paul? Who's another player better than Paul George? In your
Jimmy
mind?
Butler.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum. Donovan Mitchell. Jamal Murray.
Yeah, he is.
Jokic.
Barely, but he is.
Yeah.
Hands
of course,
down.
Kawhi Leonard.
Of course, that.
Who else? I may put Kyle Lowry right now over Paul.
Oh my God, Kyle Lowry.
Listen, hold on, Kyle Lowry has better playoff performances than Paul George.
Kyle Lowry, he's had.
Hold up. He fouled out in Game 7. He fouled out in Game 7, but that Game 6 was legendary. Legendary.
I give Kyle Lowry his props in Game 6.
He ain't your champion. Come on now.
Listen, Kyle Lowry.
You got to put on a second. I'm just saying he better than Paul. Listen, Paul George's a bum, yo. Kyle Lowry's a dumb. Kyle Lowry don't give up.
Come on, man.
He do anything. He put his body online.
Yeah, PG. Right now he's a bum, but he ain't no bust. But he's a bum to me right now. He's
a bum, man. Pack him up, man. Pack him up, man. He need to go to the G League, dog. I'm dead serious, yo. He really disappointed me.
Paul need to go to G League.
He need G for like 10 days, something like that, man.
Get the fuck out of here now.
Yo, he's a bum. I'm being real. I'm being dead. He's a bum. Yo. I can't take that person serious, yo. I can't.
I know
he would never be in my fancy. He would never be in my FanDuel, my ESPN draft. I would never pick Paul. I'll be offended if somebody says you want Paul George for such. No.
Please don't be scared.
Come on, man.
Bro.
You know you bad when they talking about trading you for Draymond Green. People even think about that.
Boy, look here.
Dude.
That man's a bum, yo. So LB, you want Paul George in your team right now?
He's average. He's not a bum. Come on.
He biased.
He's a bum. For his standards, okay. For his he an average player.
Did he feel like shit? Yeah. But if the matchup right for FanDuel, hell yeah, I go play him.
Man, listen, I ain't playing
Tyler's
nothing.
not
Listen,
better. What?
I don't trust that man. He lost all my trust. He
All
a
right,
thief, and he's stealing money. And he's stealing money. He a thief too. Come on, yo. We can't out capping for these dudes, man. Listen, we can't cap for these dudes no more, man.
Listen, true. It's
We
Gordon.
got cap. We gotta start capping for these dudes, man. These dudes not it.
Listen. It's Gordon Hayward better than Paul George?
I trust him over Paul George.
Oh
They
my
same level. They same level.
Ain't no
They
same.
they same level.
No, they're
They
not.
same level.
Get the fuck out of here.
They same level.
No, they're not.
No, they're
They
not.
same level.
Oh boy.
Y'all, you cap. Y'all need to start cap for Paul George, man. That man's a.
Cut that.
They same level.
No, they're
They
not.
same level.
What's he done in Boston?
He was hurt. He be hurt.
What's he done?
I say they same level. Listen, you may got that one. You may got that one. Oh, you may got that one. But guess
Paul
what
George?
though? If Paul George on the Celtics right now, he'd be a fourth option too. He'd be a fourth option too.
Probably like probably like third, maybe second or third option, not
Man,
fourth.
ain't no be. I don't put him over Jaylen Brown right now.
Oh boy, really?
I'm not
Hey.
putting him over Jaylen Brown right now.
To
I'm not
me,
doing that,
Jalen
man.
Brown way better than Paul
I don't
George.
know about that. I'm not with you.
Jaylen
Jaylen
Brown been
Brown
playing.
way better
Jaylen
than
Brown
Paul
playing way.
George.
He hold on. You know reason why Siakam played bad, right?
He just played bad. Simple.
Hold
That's all.
on. You know
Jaylen
why though,
Brown
right?
tell
Because
you,
Jaylen
man.
Brown was on his pocket.
Listen, Brown did a good job on Siakam. I give him
Great job. He did a great job.
right, but it's also Pascal for not adjusting. That's what I'm saying. It's not just
Ain't Jaylen Brown for the Pascal got like 3 moves?
all right. It's Pascal Siakam better than Paul George.
That's debatable. But I get Paul George because he been in the league longer. That's it. That ain't really impressive though. That not Gordon like I don't.
Oh my
It's
God.
like whatever. You can take that.
I have a question for you. Is Aaron Gordon better than Paul George? Aaron Gordon.
Hell no.
Man, that may be same level, man. They the same level, man. You talking about players?
Oh,
They same level, man.
you say Paul George on the same is in the same level
They
as
same level. I'm talking. Listen, where do you make your where LB? What do you say all the time? Where you make your money at?
in the post.
Dude, Aaron
Where you
Gordon.
make and you trying? I'm not talking about. We talking about regular season. Woo, man. But hey,
Rudy King. Aaron Gordon won a playoff series. Okay.
But
they the same level, man. I'm
No,
sorry.
Paul
He
George.
ain't better than Paul George not better than Klay Thompson.
Whoa, Paul George better
Come
than
on, we all right, yo. Now you tripping now. Get it, yo. Klay Thompson hit bigger shots than Paul George ever did in his whole career. We're
Okay,
not doing
all
that,
right.
yo.
Playoff performer, I'll give it to Clay.
That man dropped 60 points on 11
Klay
dribbles.
Thompson. Klay
Clay's
Thompson
a
is
better
better.
playoff performer.
Respect-
than
respect-
George. I'll give you that.
I'm saying it. I'm being real. I'm being real on this shit. Klay Thompson is better than PG. He really is.
Come on, yo. I can keep going.
I'll give Clay over
I can
Pete.
keep going.
but one thing about Eric Gordon used to be athletic.
He's athletic, yes, but I mean, he
No, he used to be.
okay. I'm gonna,
Paul George, even I put James Harden over Paul George.
I
Man.
agree with that part. Okay,
I
agree.
put Westbrook and Paul George.
Even though I don't like James Harden's style of basketball, I will pick him over Paul George for now.
And
Who else? Chris Paul bearing them. Dame Dollar bearing them. CJ McCollum bearing them.
No,
I put Carmelo over. I put Carmelo over Paul George.
right now, I mean,
I put Melo over Paul
I don't know
George.
about CJ. I don't know
I
about
love
CJ.
CJ, but
CJ bearing them, yo.
Nah, man.
I put Melo over Paul George. Who else over Paul George?
I can put
There's a lot of people.
Paul George. I can put Mike Conley over Paul George.
Yup.
Oh my God.
Yup. I mean, you know why? But you know why though? Look at his career. He's a better player performer than Paul George. Hold up. He's a better player performer than Paul George.
Bro.
We're not doing that.
Dude. He's
not doing that. I'm looking at resume.
Did he average over 20 points? Did he average over 20
That don't mean nothing. It ain't all about points. So first of all, you can't talk about points when Paul George, like, come on, yo. He only had like 10 points. We ain't doing that, yo. We can't talk about points. We talking about Paul George.
To the King. Is Joe Ingles better than Paul George?
How about like 10?
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about Joe Ingles and you say?
Don't
He
you
held
dare
Paul George. He held Paul George to 5 points in couple years ago.
I admit.
That's funny you said that.
Bro, answer the questions. English better than George. That's what I'm asking.
They same level.
No, they're not, bro.
They same level.
Oh my god, dude.
They
Look,
same level.
they're not.
You know what I mean? Same tier.
Threes, but that's it, bro.
Same tier. Toss them up.
Bro,
Close your eyes. Pick a name out the hat.
Mid-range shooter. Listen,
I'm being dead. Listen, I don't respect. Listen, I respect Paul George as a great player, yo. I'm sorry.
Hey, homie, you totally forgot that Paul George was the top 5 candidate MVP
last year, number top 3. Look, I'm not a Paul George fan. I'm not. I'm just saying this that, come on, man. Yes, he deserves a lot of criticism for his choking. But seriously,
he definitely do.
Conley's better than PG. Come on, man.
Listen, he's a sucker. I know that. He's a sucker. That's one thing. That's he ain't a star too.
What I heard in the press conference, man, that make me think that he a bum off that shit. Like, come on, man.
I mean, he's a bum in the playoffs. I'll give you that. But Trudy King is DeMar DeRozan better than Paul?
That's a toss up. I don't know. That's a toss up,
bro.
That's a toss up.
No,
man.
it's not.
I don't know.
DeRozan sucks in the playoffs too, and he's worse.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a toss up, man.
Playoffs.
It's a toss up, man.
No,
I don't know.
Dude,
I'm about to look at. Hold on. I'm about to look at Paul George numbers in the playoffs right now because you're putting too much respect on that man's name.
Listen, I don't have PG.
Like
bro, he's not a superstar. I'm not a Paul George fan. I'm not. All right.
You got look. You got Gideon. You got to look at it like this. DeRozan left Toronto. Kawhi came in. They won a championship.
Exactly.
And Paul George is playing with Kawhi, and they are not going to win a championship. And Paul George has never played in the NBA Finals.
PG underachieved. Look, Paul George is not a good playoff performer. I'm fair, all right?
Marcus Aldridge better than Paul George.
Wait, who?
Marcus Aldridge better than Paul George.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here. Dude.
I'm lying. Okay, man.
You are.
Yeah, you definitely lying now.
I'm lying. Okay, man. We're gonna see next year when that man choke again.
Dude,
he ain't gonna do nothing. We're gonna see again.
I mean, he got hurt, but still.
We're gonna see again where he choke again and see, oh man, he still was this and that. Nah,
if Rudy Gobert better than Paul George, Rudy Gobert.
I take Rudy Gobert over Paul George right now.
Boy.
Jesus Christ Almighty.
I'm dead serious.
Paul George has been choking for the last 10 years, though.
Listen, is Paul George a Hall of Famer? That's still iffy too. I don't even know. He like a 31st Hall of ballot. You know what I mean? He may be a Hall of Famer when I'm like 60. You know what I mean? Tell my grandkids like,
okay,
who George Paul? Who George Paul, Grandpa?
George Paul.
I'm gonna be funny here. Is PJ Tucker better than Paul George? PJ Tucker.
Who?
What?
Is PJ Tucker? No, I'm not doing that. I ain't gonna go that far.
Oh, okay.
I ain't going that far. But I tell you this, he better step his game up because he only going down.
The fuck out of here.
He close to PJ Tucker to the superstar.
He's not a superstar. Of course he's not.
I'm saying he's closer to PJ Tucker level than a superstar.
All right.
Now you be disrespectful now, Trudy King.
Trudy King. It's Brandon Ingram better than Paul George.
Right, as of right now, I take Brandon Ingram with Paul George.
Nah.
As of right now, I'm dead serious on that. I ain't trolling on that one. I like Brandon Ingram a lot.
Bro, I like Brandon Ingram. He's very underrated.
We gotta wait, but we gotta see what he do in the playoffs. So I mean, I may be go
PJ Tucker.
All right, I'm just gonna be funny.
We're gonna really see what remember when we had that argument about Westbrook and Murray? Well, we're about to find out what Murray's gonna do to the Lakers tonight.
Can't you fly?
You know what's crazy? Even Chris Middleton had a better playoff performance than Paul George.
Dude, no.
I'm just thinking about it.
Jesus Christ,
Chris Middleton's inconsistent as hell in the playoffs. What are you saying?
I'm just saying though, man. He played better performing in the playoffs than Paul George.
Hey man, you got some motherfucking hot takes tonight, Trudy King.
No, listen. That's how bad they choke. Listen, that's how bad this choke was, right? This is not. Listen, you have to explain this choke for somehow. It's not. They ain't choke for no reason. LB.
3-1 leading series is really bad.
This didn't happen for no reason. LB, you gotta put some sense to it. You gotta dissect it. I'm just dissecting this man who he really is.
Okay, I want to.
He a fraud.
Listen. It's Nikola Vucevic better than Paul George. Nikola Vucevic.
Damn. They saying tier, man.
They're not,
they saying
bro.
tier.
Not, bro. Vucevic.
I'm going over trust. I'm going over trust. Who you rather? I like. Listen,
bro,
I'm going over trust.
Won a playoff series. Come on, man. Dude,
Wait a
time.
Wait a minute. Did Giannis really reject the MVP?
That's why I like Giannis for, man. He a dog, man. He got hurt. Paul George would have took that. Like, he would have cried.
So what? LeBron James MVP now?
Nah, they ain't doing that. Giannis still MVP. He just don't want to be called MVP.
Okay, I'm just trying to be funny. All right. Is Kyle Kuzma better than Paul George in your mind?
I ain't going that far.
Just to make sure.
I ain't going that far.
Just to make sure, man.
Hey, y'all, I got to end this call. I got to end this stream, man. I got a call. I got to take this.
Okay, see you guys later.
All right. See you.